Donc, salut, vous venez d'écouter Killumanti Envious sur les ondes de l'émission sur les hautes, émission dédiée au hip-hop féminin. Je sais pas si vous êtes au courant, mais on a un invité spécial aujourd'hui. Il vient de Toronto. Il y a une émission qui s'appelle We Love Hip Hop, émission qui a été fondée en février 2017. Donc, bonjour Friday Ricky Webb. How are you today?
Friday Ricky Dread.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh mon Dieu. Sorry for my English, by the way. How are you?
I'm good. On peut faire un switch d'anglais français en même temps pour mon audience parce que je peux filmer pour YouTube.
Oui.
Il va être surpris que je parle français maintenant.
Je pense que ton audience va être vraiment content de voir que tu parles français, que tu es bilingue. Est-ce que tu parles d'autres langues à part ça? Ou?
Un peu d'espagnol.
There's some subtitles at the bottom. All right. Let me know if we're good on the mic also. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Espagnol. Hace mucho frío. Oui.
Un poco.
Un poco, parfait. Donc, bienvenue à Montréal. Est-ce que ça fait longtemps que tu es ici?
En fait, tu viens de Montréal, je pense.
J'ai juste venu hier. Ben, j'ai ici tout le temps parce que j'ai originellement d'ici.
Oh, tu sais quel quartier t'es né?
J'ai né ici à Montréal. Mais j'ai vécu en Rive Sud après ça pour beaucoup d'années.
Nice.
Et après, quand j'ai été un teenager, I spent a lot of time in NDG.
Oh yeah.
Right? Being a
That's when I got a default. When I start running out of words that I know how to use in French, it's like, all right, just say it in English, nigga. Shit. You're trying too hard.
That guy. Right? So, yeah. From there, I was just not doing a lot of good stuff over there. And I had to decide.
It's the past,
right? And I decided, like, over some time, I needed to do something with my life. And I was a rapper for a long time, too.
Yeah. Good evening.
Right? So I moved to Toronto just to, see if I could make my way in the music industry. I feel like Montreal, like,
they say that's
we
a slave master language.
This is like the 90s. But there was a low ceiling.
Ouais, right? OK, je comprends. Puis,
Yo, when was this interview? Must have been like 5 years ago. Let me see. 6 years ago. Holy shit. Let me play a little bit more of this while y'all gather around. Okay, you know what? I will play because that was 6 years ago. Let me play something a little bit more recent while we are waiting for people to get in here. Make sure to share this live out. Okay, we are back, day 25. Gotta get it. However, I gotta get it. I'm in the hotel. Let me show y'all what shit looks like. This shit looks like it is not the spot right now. This is not the spot. Okay, I told y'all on the live stream earlier. This is not the spot. All right. I'm not trying to say don't come here. Listen, I'm not even letting y'all know where it is. Okay. But I got my lights set up. All right. I got my microphone hooked up. I got my interface hooked up. I'm good to go. All right. My audio should sound good. Let me just double check with myself. Up. All right. I got my microphone. Audio is actually sounding better than I thought. Holy shit. We cooking, gang. We cooking. And like fucking nigga. I probably demonetize my own shit by using with the hard ER, but it would be like fucking smash that neck. Chase us right the hell out. You know what I'm saying? Go running right back to the crib. Some different times, bro. That was like 1980. Not to say that they don't have racism in Montreal still, but like that's when it was like on steroids. That's when they can be free about it. And everyone and the other whites would be like, what's the problem? That's what we all do. What up, Easy Factor? I won't say good times, but let me go share this live. A time was had. Let's go to the poutine spot. Hold on. I was at the poutine spot.
Yeah, he's huge in Germany. Pause. Like for music.
Pause.
That's the only place that people actually listen to his music. No diss. Okay, so here we are. Let me just show y'all where I'm at first. Let's go. So, La Fleur.
I'm just doing some quick Twitter shares.
Okay. Get some food from La Fleur.
Okay, I went over to La Fleur. They had a
quick
poutine.
poutine.
Hold on, let me show y'all. I started to
hold me down. Okay. Just give me a second. Keep
poutines. Says poutine on the side of the damn poutine.
So they don't know that we live.
This is part 1 of day 25. You have now entered part 2.
We love hip hop. We love hip hop.
Let's go for it a bit.
Listen. This regular bun, you can get it with the some ground beef on it.
The Shancho.
Some bacon.
The hot dog Shancho.
The fourchette, you see? I'll show y'all what a real poutine look like.
Get you some. Okay, I'm almost done with the shares here, gang. Make sure to hit that like button. We on day 25 of the stream, man. 2 streams in 1 day.
That's about as jazzy as I'll get with it, bro.
I didn't get the steam hot dog, yo.
Mind you, they have like poutine places over here.
I almost had to be honest, I had the itis after I had that poutine. So if I had boxed out a steam hot dog and a poutine too, holy shit, I would have been a mess.
Like real poutine places that are like open like 24 hours. They have like all types of poutine, like pizza ones and all different kinds of like different fusions. So I'm not fucking with all that.
I might stream a 3rd time tonight. I might go downtown and do a stream.
Check MTL Yardy and make. I'm gonna go to MTL Yardy. Where's that? Is that a specific spot?
The poutine was bussin'. Holy shit.
This is how it's supposed to look. Look at that.
Hold on. Freeze frame. Oh my God. Y'all don't got poutine like that, bro. Not in Toronto. Poutine don't be looking like that. Squeaky curd cheese. Oh my Lord. I might need to go get a next one. Holy. That's a banger. Bussin'.
That's perfect poutine.
Perfect.
No McCain fries.
Nope.
Out the fucking bag.
Talk about it.
Fresh cut fries. They're probably cutting bear fries back there.
French ones.
Next level.
Fries straight from France. I'm playing. Gang! We back. All right. At an undisclosed location in Montreal. All right. I told y'all I'm going to give y'all 25 days or 30 days of streams. I wasn't going to stop at 25. All right. I'm over here in Montreal. Big salute to everybody who's popping up in the chat right now. Comment gang strong. Damn, nigga. It's about to go down. Big salute to everybody popping up, man. We are back. Day 25 of 30. Okay. I decided I needed to get a desktop stream in before we get backed up with too much news. Okay. Listen, just a quick disclaimer. I don't know how crazy, ranty, yelling and all that I can do over here in the room. Okay. People might be walking by like, what the fuck's going on? They might call the police. But we'll see how it works. Let's get into the list of topics that we got over here to get into today. Starting with, we're going to go through a quick sum up of the life of Tay Keith. R.I.P. Tay Keith. Condolences to his family. We're also going to get into Casper TNG signing a label deal. Okay, he signed a record deal. Now he has signed a label deal. So we definitely got to get into that. From what I left off the last stream, we have to get into the J Roebuck video. One Kendrick or one Iceman fan against, I don't know what the other bunch of Kendrick K-Bot fans was, but we got to cover that video. Okay, I got to react to that. Also, Adam 22 has lost control. He's on the thumbnail for a reason. Okay, there's a lot of guns popping out over there at the No Jumper studio, and we're gonna have to investigate and get to the bottom of it. Okay. Also, a young hitter got arrested out of the multiple teens that have been allegedly called to go on hits through encrypted messages, through all these different things. They're putting these kids to go do hits and then videotape the hits. So they arrested another person, and we're going to go do another deep dive into the criminality and the organized crime that's going on affecting our youths. All right. So big topic over here. And last but not least, got to stop the dancing. All right. That's all I'm going to say. Got to stop the dancing. I'll explain to you when I get to that story. All right. Big salute to everybody who's popping up in the chat. Comment gang strong. Big salute to Ace _22K. Big salute to Mario T. Dot. Good evening, Tasha Latina. Yo, what up, Lee Ho? Who else is in there? The feds are watching. They definitely are watching for real. R.I.P. Tay Keith for real, for real. I said Easy Fecta in the building. Juicy Hamburger in the building. Did I say Easy Fecta? I said Curds and microphones. That's what I'm on, man. You know what I'm saying? Courage, microphones, smoke meat, pause. We out here. Big salute to Jules. Big salute to These Nuts. Big salute to Carol. Big salute to QJ _23. We in the building, man. Okay. Make sure to hit that like button. If you're watching from your phone, share the live to a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the Boy Friday Ricky Dread is live from MTL. All right. Let's get into it, man. Big salute to B3 on the beat. Big salute to B3 on the beat. All right. I'm gonna wait. I don't even give a fuck. I'm gonna start now. Yo, peace, love. I feel like it, yo. Those ads. Let me just talk some shit before I get into, my sponsors and all that type of shit. Listen, Expedia, I fuck with you. You've always done right by me, so I'm not going to diss the Expedia website. But those ads are deceptive. Okay? Y'all be making them pictures look extra glossy. The bed be looking extra nice in the picture. Room looks sprawling. All right? I'm like, all right. For this price, it's a go. All right? That haircut deserves the 5-star hotel. What do you mean? Right? I need to be stepping up with a valet. I walked upstairs to get up here. Let me show you how crazy this is. Okay? We're about 14 minutes in. Look at this. Look at this. Ditterettes. This is what I'm going to do. This is crazy. I am never going to do this ever inside of a room ever again. Okay? Watch this now. What do I got on the screen? Hold on. Let me put something on the screen for a second. Jeez. I don't want to light up. Watch this. Just watch this. Okay? It's worth it. BBL Expedia. Right? It's more than meets the eye. Watch this. Give me a second. Let me watch this. Let me get my Lil Wayne, flick the lighter on. Watch this, gang. Bogey life. Bogey life. Okay, I don't want to get too crazy. I don't want to demonetize my video and shit. Bogey life. I'm smoking a fucking bogey. All right? Expedia, I fuck with you. But let me tell you something, all right? You know, let me tell myself something. If you ever see a room and they say that you can smoke bogeys in the room, don't get the room. Okay? This is advice to you guys also in the chat. If they say, listen, I'm not even worried. Somebody could, you know, housekeeping could be like, housekeeping, tuk, 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 tuk. Yeah, open up. What up? You good? No problem. Just don't smoke weed. There's people probably smoking crack in this fucking room. What are we talking about? Don't smoke weed. Are you sick? So this is going to be the last bogey I'm smoking on the stream because I actually feel crazy smoking indoors. Okay, and like they said, yo, you could, so you know, you reserved the smoking room, right? Just double checking. I said, yeah. But then when I got in here, I'm just thinking about the weed. Indoor cigs Friday moving different. Fam! Yo, I feel crazy. I'm like, what are you doing, fam? Are you a psychopath? Who smokes bogeys inside? All right? Holy fuck, bro. I feel like I'm podcasting in the 80s. This is wild work, bro. This is how they used to do the radio stations back in the days. Hey, so we're reporting over here from WTCH News, and we got a rollover over on Highway 401. Hold on a second. Let me take a pull of my cigarette. And in sports today, it's like, what? Like, everybody used to smoke inside at one point in time. Yo, don't kill me, fam. Say blows break for a plugger. This is salute to my homie, okay? He popped out, the homie Rebel Lion. He popped out. Okay. You don't even live too far. This is in my neighborhood, in my old neighborhood. Okay. He popped out to come check me out. And he's like, yo, you're staying here, fam? They only use these rooms for a few hours. You're not supposed to stay overnight. I'm like, damn. He's like, this is the smash. This is a smash out hotel. You're not supposed to be like staying. You're supposed to pass through. Don't worry, I got a sheet. Yo, Carol, I'm in my full teleting era right now. Okay? Don't let the ops see this. What? Yo, I don't give a fuck. You're telling me they're doing better? Get the fuck out of here. I'm in my full teleting era right now, okay? Full teleting arc. Hold on, let me look. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself, fam. You know what I'm saying? If I was like, yo, see, that's why when you said the ops, like, yo, I don't be worried about the ops. This is content to me. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, fam. This is not like, yo, shit. I gotta stay low. I'm like, no, I gotta let the chat see this. I might fuck around and hold on. Let me smoke my bogey. Hold on, chat. Finish. And the sink is right here. The sink is not in the washroom. Okay. The sink is not in the washroom. Okay. Go brush your teeth in the sink and then go take a shit in the washroom. Or vice versa. You pick which one? Smoker's cough. Oh, you know when you're smoking bogeys in the room, you get the smoker's cough. Oh man, why the numbers just jump up? Did the ops pop up? Ops is sharing it right now. Yo, you see Friday's room in Montreal right now? Yo, share this on YouTube, nigga. You got to see this nigga's room. This nigga's down bad. Show us 100 racks, my nigga. You want me to crack the window? Oh, fuck. I'm getting lightheaded from laughing. Give me a second. 1 minute. Hold on. I gotta close the blinds. I don't want the cops to see me. I'm on a mission. I feel like I'm getting deja vu. I feel like I've done this before. Oh man, you know what? I have a whole music video. Guarantee you can move a bird. How do you know I didn't already move one, yo? I gotta get off this live stream before the plug gets here. So let's hurry up. Let's get this shit popping before the plug gets here. Here's a bunch of Spanish coming into the room. All right, hold on. Let me play something. Because I feel like I've reenacted this before. Okay. Cringe. Okay. Enough. Okay, let me run a couple of ads. Let me stop my share screen for a second here. Let me run a couple of ads, and then we can get to what we got to get to. We got a lot of news stories to get to. I'm done talking shit. All right. Yeah, let's get to it. This episode is sponsored by Gamdon. Join 60 million players who know where the real action is. Gamdon delivers elite odds that the big name books can't touch. 15% instant rakebacks on your first week, lightning fast crypto wallet withdrawals, and you could live stream the action while you win. Right now, you can use the code WeLoveHipHop at gamdon.com/r/WeLoveHipHop to start earning free rewards. Again, that's gamdon.com/r/WeLoveHipHop and start winning. Big salute to the sponsors. Cheer! Cheer! Listen to this episode's sponsor, Exotic Hot Pots, with great strains and merch and delivery all across the GTA. You can hit them up on their Instagram page, Exotic Hot Pot CA, or subscribe to their Telegram at Exotic Hot Pot. Let them know that you heard about them through the We Love Hip Hop podcast. Salute to the sponsors. Cheer! One more.
Ready for the road. Road Ready Detailing, now open 7 days a week from 8 to 5 p.m. 750 Oakdale Road, Unit 66, specializing in ceramic coating protection with warranty, PPF, pins, wraps, vinyl wraps, and hand car washes. Remember, we clean anything on wheels. Road ready, ready for the road.
All right. And if y'all see me looking over to the side, I have a monitor on the side here. Well, kind of a monitor. I basically took the TV that they have, you know, every hotel has a TV. I done took their shit, moved their TV around, put the TV on the side. I'm all dropping shit all over the place. Put their TV on the side, using it as my monitor for the live stream. I got to do what I got to do. I don't got my freaking regular office chair. I'm sitting on this hard back ass chair. So just bear with me, gang. Bear with me, right? Like, look at this, man. Hold on. Look at this. Before we start this shit. Look what your boy got to deal with. Look at this shit. Gang. I might need a bigger bag than Gamdon. Fuck. This is not cutting it. All right, let's get into what we got to get into. Starting off with Tay Keith, okay? R.I.P. Tay Keith. Condolences to his family. It was reported through multiple news reports that he was found dead in his apartment. He's only 29 years old, which is crazy. They haven't found out the cause of death as of yet. Right now is 7:30 on the 19th. He passed yesterday on the 18th. For the people who don't know Tay Keith, right? People in the chat know who Tay Keith is, right? Tay Keith, fuck these niggas up. Right? I've seen a few people already giving their condolences and stuff like that, but he has a plethora of hits, whether it's friggin' Look Alive for Drake, Nonstop. He got a bunch of Drake songs, but he also did the friggin' Sexy Red, right? My pussy pink, my booty hole brown. Like, he had the magic touch, okay? Let me pull up a video just here, just to give us a little bit of reference as far as anybody who might not know who he is, courtesy of E! News.
The music industry is mourning the loss of Tay Keith. Tay Keith, the Grammy-nominated hip-hop producer behind certified diamond hit songs like Travis Scott's Sicko Mode and Beyonce's Before I Let Go, was found dead in his apartment on June 18th, per Tennessee law enforcement. He was 29 years old. Metro Nashville PD indicates in a statement released on Twitter that no foul play is suspected. They add, he was found dead in his Martin Street apartment this afternoon by officers performing a welfare check. His death is unclassified pending autopsy results. His official cause of death has not yet been shared. The Memphis native frequently collaborated with Drake, helping orchestrate countless beloved tracks in the Canadian's music catalog, including Nonstop, Look Alive, and Rich Flex featuring 21 Savage, which earned Keith his second Grammy nomination for Best Rap Song in 2024, following a nod for Sicko Mode in 2019. Beyond his prolific career working with top artists such as Beyonce, Eminem, Lil Uzi Vert, and many more, Tay also earned a degree from Middle Tennessee State University, a feat accomplished the same year Sicko Mode claimed the top spot on the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
Now, and I see people in the chat saying a couple of things here because they haven't said the cause of death yet. And they're saying it's no foul play. So that only leaves a couple of things in my mind that this person might have, like, you know, self-deleted. Or they could have been found dead from three different things. Natural causes that we didn't know, some kind of medical condition that he had, right? Or it could be a drug overdose. All right. Big salute to What's the Dirt. He said that, and I heard his live stream earlier, he was saying that he does know the cause of death. I don't know who he spoke to, but he's not saying exactly what it is. You know what I wanted to look up? Because I saw something floating around. And I'm not trying to get into conspiracy theory land, okay? Sexy Red. Let's look up Sexy Red. Because I heard something about complaint. Look at this. Tay Keith was suing Sexy Red and a label before he died. Not trying to play conspiracy, man. Okay, I'm just saying some of the stuff that was going on around the time that of his passing. Let's play this.
It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure
Salute to Jay Nolan.
y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now let's get into the show. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Friday afternoon. Y'all know we came on here last Florida. Stated for the work that he put in.
Okay, here we go. Timo Curtis Queen. That's funny.
After doing a little bit of searching around, I was able to obtain the complaint. It was filed in March of this year. So this was a very recent filing, very recent complaint. He did continue to work with Sexy Red. She put an album out in April. So he put the lawsuit in April. He put the lawsuit in March. Her album came out in April. Album didn't do all that well, by the way. But, you know, so apparently the issue is more so with the label than her. But of course, she was also a defendant because it's her music. He's producing her music. He discovered her. He produced her. He gave her the sound. And unfortunately, he was not being properly compensated for the work that he put in breaking her to the world. So let's go ahead and get to the paperwork, shall we? Good thing is, this is not like a super long complaint. It's pretty short-winded. So it was filed in the Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County, Florida, by Bratavius Lakeith Chambers, his real name, professionally known as Tay Keith, versus Rebel Music of Florida LLC and Janae Naira Wary, professionally known as Sexy Red. Okay. Complaint. Plaintiff Bratavius Lakeith Chambers, professionally known as Tay Keith, by and through undersigned counsel, files this complaint against defendants Rebel Music and Janae Naira Wary, referred to as defendants, and in support thereof, state as follows. This is a complaint seeking equitable and legal relief emanating from claims for unjust enrichment and violations of the Florida Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act with respect to 13 compositions authored and or co-authored by plaintiff. Plaintiff also seeks equitable accounting, declaratory relief, and disgorgement of royalties otherwise belonging to plaintiff and paid to defendants as a result of their exploitation of the aforesaid compositions authored and or co-authored by plaintiff. So clearly, this is a money issue, right? The tweet said he passed away without being paid for the work he did for Sexy Red. This documentation confirms that. So, Plaintiff Keith is an individual songwriter, music producer who resides in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where he was found, but conducts business.
I need to see how much money he was suing her for, or her company for.
Across state lines, especially in the state of Florida. Defendant Rebel is a Florida LLC that operates in the music industry and conducts business in Florida, including Miami-Dade County. Defendant Wary, that's Sexy Red, is an individual artist who, upon information and belief, resides in both St. Louis, Missouri and Miami, Florida, and operates in and conducts business in Florida, specifically, including Miami-Dade County. This court has subject matter jurisdiction because the amount in controversy exceeds $50,000, exclusive of interest, fees, and costs. Just to be clear, that's not what he was suing for. It's in excess of $50,000. That's the minimum, okay? But he wants way more than that, clearly. Or want it. Hopefully his family can, continue to push on this. This court has personal jurisdiction over the defendants because Rebel is a Florida LLC transacting business in Florida and purposely directed conduct into Miami-Dade County, and Wary likewise is an individual who transacts in Florida and has purposely directed conduct into Miami-Dade County. So let's get to the allegations. Plaintiff Keith is an internationally recognized multi-platinum music producer whose works have generated substantial commercial success and hundreds of millions of streams across major digital streaming platforms, including but not limited to Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and other distribution channels. Defendant Wary is a recording artist who commercially released and publicly exploited musical compositions produced by plaintiff. Defendant Rebel, which I had never even fucking heard of, to be honest, is a music label and business entity that distributes, markets, monetizes, and otherwise exploits recordings and compositions performed by Wary, including the works produced by plaintiff. Now, if y'all can remember, just a few weeks ago, we talked about that whole Gamma smear campaign and all that stuff going up against Larry Jackson. Remember, Sexy Red is signed to both Rebel Music and Gamma. And they're trying to say that Rebel Music has a dispute with Larry Jackson over at Gamma because they allege that he's ran off with Sexy Red and has been exploiting her music and stuff like that. And they claim that he's running off with their bread. So there's a lot of money issues, not to mention social, that come with Sexy Red. But there's a lot of stuff that's circulating around her name, her music, and the finances being produced off of said music. There's a lot of tricky shit going on. On or about March of 2024 and continuing thereafter, plaintiff created and produced 13 musical compositions performed by Wary.
Damn.
Commercially released and exploited by defendants. I'm sure that's the first album that they put out on her.
13 tracks is crazy.
The works include, without limitation, the following compositions on which plaintiff received production credit. Track 1, Boss Me Up, produced by Tay Keith. 2, You My Everything, featuring Drake, co-produced by Tay Keith. 3,
Wow.
Get It Sexy, co-produced by Tay Keith. Track 4, Fake Jam, and co-produced by Tay Keith.
He did Get It Sexy. Oh, yes, he did do Get It Sexy.
5, Sexy Love Money, produced by Tay Keith. TTG Go, produced by Tay Keith. Awesome Jawsome, produced by Tay Keith. Pretty much the whole album. 8, It's My Birthday, produced by Tay Keith. 9, Pound Town, produced by Tay Keith.
Wow.
10, Ski Yeet, co-produced by Tay Keith. And I gotta say, as much as I don't like her or her music, this album is composed of a bunch of hits. I gotta be honest.
That's fucked up. That is fucked up. He probably wants a shitload of money for all of those tracks. All of those tracks are heaters. Not all of them, but like the hits are the hits. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I'm not a big fan of Sexy Red's music, but that's sad. She better pay them people, yo. Let me just see a couple more things, and then we're gonna move on here with the story with some other stories. Block Boy JB, rapper and celebrity, reacts over producer Tay Keith's passing. What happened to that guy, Block Boy JB? I gotta play that. Fame, money, and addiction. The Memphis super producer found dead. This is just a lot of YouTubers. There's not like official news stories. Tay Keith is not an isolated incident. Man in his car. Holy shit, man. The internet's gone crazy with this one. To be honest, it's kind of sad when I'm looking at just the postings about it. Because it's not like I found that one E! News post. This guy is a prolific, I'm going to use that word, prolific producer. Like he was really shaping sound, you know what I'm saying, with the beats that he was making. All I'm seeing is fluff pieces on this shit. This is bad, bro. You say supposedly pure nitrous gas is good, but that's what Kanye be fucked up on. Not only Kanye, a lot of people be on that nitrous shit. That's all they got. They don't have nobody speaking. Yo, I gotta say, and I'm gonna get off of this story, you know, and I'm gonna say R.I.P. to Tay Keith, condolences to his family. To be honest, as somebody who covers people when they pass away, the way some of these guys cover these stories, they don't even be nothing, fam. They're literally just reposting Instagram stories and posts from people giving him condolences. Like, that's not even content. It's just like, yo, let me slap his name on it and be like, yo. And I guess like Mag TV, their channel is more for that, but and I'm not trying to diss because they got 1.4 million subscribers for doing this, but this is not like I don't know. YouTube used to be cool for this kind of content once upon a time, but now it's just like reusing every somebody's Instagram post or Instagram stories and all that. That's like, I don't know. It's just low effort content channels. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what they all are saying in the chat over here. I feel like y'all got more answers about this than me. I didn't say he was on anything. I asked the chat. Had a weak lung. If you smoke balloons, you're wasted. Listen, man, I don't know. I just know that the cause of death is known to some people, but it just hasn't been released to the public. So R.I.P. to Tay Keith, okay? And once again, condolences to his family. I am going to move on though. I'm going to move on to like more upbeat stories. You know, I'm going to get onto this Casper story. Big salute to Casper TNG. Casper TNG recently signed a label deal. Okay. He has the deal with Universal that he's already signed. The market has been going up. He had the remix with A Boogie with the hoodie, not so much, but he has recently signed a deal. And let's pull up the post that he put up on his Instagram page. All right, here's the post. Bada boom, bada bing. So U Music. Okay, so that's I guess the UMG page, U Music, or a derivative of UMG. And Casper TNG collabed on this. This is officially so Casper TNG just announced the launch of Puzzle Music Collective, a new record label founded on Casper's commitment to creating opportunities, opening doors, and bringing positive change for the next generation of artists. Puzzle begins its first chapter alongside two of Casper's longtime collaborators, K Money, hold on, and 100 Band Plan. Okay, we got 6 buzz in the chat over here. We need an RK album on the label, please. Reading the streets over here, give the city some hope for real. K Money is putting these puzzle pieces in there. I guess that's their logo or their emoji. Say K Money just mashed up the summer. Let me pull up a news story on this. I know Rockboy Ninja did a news story on this. Let's see what he has to say. But congratulations to Casper. What's good, YouTube?
What's good, YouTube? Back with another one. Before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. But let's get right into it. Now, looking like Toronto rapper Casper TNG is officially launching his own record label, Puzzle or something like that. Now, he did a distribution deal with Universal Music Canada. Now, according to them, Puzzle Music Collective Inc. embodies the concept of people coming together to create something bigger than themselves and reflects Casper TNG's belief that music can create opportunity, open doors, and bring positive change. Puzzle is bigger than music, says Casper TNG. It's about showing people that there's another way. According to Casper TNG, music has been a lifeline for him, and now he wants to use everything he's learned to help the next generation build something for themselves and the people around them. With a focus on mentorship, collaboration, and artist development, the label is committed to helping emerging artists navigate their careers while building something meaningful for themselves and the people around them. For Casper TNG, the launch of...
Where is he reading this from? One second. I think this is on Billboard Canada. Billboard. Let's go to Billboard. Billboard. Casper TNG. Can I see the search feature? Holy these websites take forever to load up, man. Jesus Christ. Give it a second, gang. All the advertisings have to load up first. Ain't this a bitch? Holy shit, man. That's atrocious. It might be the room.
Of Puzzle or whatever you call it formalizes work he's already been doing behind the scenes. One of Toronto's most recognizable rap artists, K Money, helps launch Puzzle. That's the lead.
That trap Wi-Fi.
The first official release from the label. Now that's actually pretty smart if you think about it. Instead of going out there looking for a new artist, getting them hot, this guy signs K Money, who's already hot. They put out That's the Least. That's what trending top 10 on YouTube, 140K views in 8 days or something like that. And he also signs a 100 Band Plan, who he went gold with. So definitely a smart move by Casper. But here's my thing now, the Puzzle chain or whatever you call it, right? What's that gonna look like, right? And what it...
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me see where this is at. Casper. Is it Puzzle? Isn't it just puzzle but just spelled like different? Or is that just Rockboy pronouncing it? Puzzle. There's no article on Casper TNG? Holy shit, man. It might be my trap Wi-Fi.
What are they gonna have to do to get a chain? Are they just gonna walk them down and they get an MG4L chain and they just rock that as a Puzzle chain, or there's no more MG4L? Like, what's going on now, man? Somebody let me know in the comment section. But shout out to Casper TNG, man. Definitely.
It's 4L. Full life.
Doing big things. Got a deal for his homies, and they're saying that he met a 100 band plan online, so he definitely was ahead of his time, because according to the article, they're saying that after discovering a 100 band plan through a social media clip, Casper TNG reached out directly and began mentoring the emerging artists, providing opportunities through collaboration, features, and exposures on his own platforms. Their creative partnership has since led to records including A Hell of a Life and the Gold certified The Market, helping establish the foundation for what would eventually become Puzzle. 100 Band Plan's forthcoming debut album will help define Puzzle's first chapter, continuing a creative partnership that helped inspire the platform.
Say Puzzle one more time, my nigga. Say Puzzle one more time. Let's find the article. Salute to Rockboy Ninja. The war is over, brother. We made it to the other side. Hopefully, friggin' Billboard doesn't try to kick me out the site. Let's take a look. Casper TNG launches new Puzzle Music Collective Inc. label in partnership with Universal Music Canada. The viral Toronto rapper has signed a with his longtime collaborator and brother, K Money, and 100 Band Plan to the new label with K Money's new single, That's the Lease. Oh, That's the Lease is on Puzzle? Why am I calling it Puzzle now? Puzzle. And yo, Casper's gonna pull up. I already told you guys this. Casper gonna pull up. I already got a K Money interview from the last year, so Casper gonna pull up. He jumped in the comments the other day. He said he gonna pull up. Let me do a little bit of see. There's look. It's the Puzzle logo. No description though. Come on, fam. Yo, if y'all need some admin, holler at your boy. Can we get this out of the freaking way? Okay, so Casper broke through with his viral song last year and has been ready to share his success with others. The buzzing Toronto rapper has announced that the launch of his new music label, Puzzle Music Collective Inc. label, and partnership with Universal Canada. After experiencing his own viral rise, Casper TNG is paying his success forward with the creation of his new music label, and his frequent collaborators K Money and 100 Band Plan are his first two signees. Puzzle is bigger than music, says Casper TNG. It's about showing people that there's another way. Music has been a lifeline for me, and now I want to use everything I've learned to help the next generation build something for themselves and the people around them. Casper caught the world's attention last year with The Market, a hip-hop banger that has since been certified gold. Hold on. And received a remix with the diamond-selling New York rapper A.W.O.L with the hoodie. The song hit the Billboard Canada 100 in March, just weeks before Universal Music announced that they had signed the rapper, and had a major rise after more than a decade as a prominent figure in the Toronto's underground. With Puzzle, Casper TNG's vision is to focus on artist development, opportunities, and mentorship skills he has already shown and continue to refine behind the scenes. Puzzle signee 100 Band Plan is notably a feature on The Market, a placement that came about after Casper and TNG discovered him on social media and took him under his wing. With the pair collaborating on multiple tracks before earning their chart breakthrough together, 100 Band Plan is set to release his debut album under the label. A crucial member of Casper's team is also recently received a big honor as Ron, how do you pronounce this now? Nazamos was made one of Billboard Canada's 2026 managers to watch. Who is that? A new label represents their playbook. The biggest mistake I see artists make is trying to go global before they've built a real foundation at home. Niz told Billboard Canada, momentum is much easier to scale when the foundation is already built. The label's output has already begun with the release of Cave Money's new single, That's the Least, a punchy and melodic hip-hop banger with a staring sound and signature Toronto feel. The track has already garnered over 100,000 YouTube views and 10,000 streams, making a promising start for the new label. Nice. I'm not mad at this right here. This is some good moves from Casper. I rate it. Let me get the shot off the screen. I rate it. Yeah, man. Congratulations to Casper TNG. Who else do you guys think that Casper should sign? All right. He's got his brother, obviously. Two questions, actually, I'm going to have for the chat and for the comments later on. Okay. Who should Casper TNG sign? And does his affiliations and old street politics and stuff like that, or maybe current street politics, I don't know, does that affect his business moves moving forward? Is it going to be hard for him to sign certain guys because it's going to be like, yo, you can't sign with Casper, he's with MG4L, he's with the PO guys, and he's with this person, or he pars with this man? Like, is that still a thing? Has Casper been able to elevate past that whole you can't work with this person because of the affiliations? You know, has he ascended that, or is he still part of that whole Toronto crabs in a bucket thing? He might not have the mentality himself, but the people around him, the people he's trying to work for or work with, I mean, might be like hesitant. Let me know. Maybe it's all in my head. Anything for the fame, right? Liho says, it depends. You would think so, and that would make a lot of people bury the hatchet and the money, okay? It would make a lot of people say, you know what, fuck it. Let me just go, let's come for a common goal to get this bag. But a lot of people over here will say, fuck the bag. We got beef in the streets, all right? So Big Mama 416, maybe. Cairo Snow, maybe. Salute to Cairo Snow also. I don't know if they're a good fit for that label, right? But he is, I don't know. Maybe I have my own preconceived notions, and Casper is going to be the one that has to break those notions. And I'm not saying anything in a negative way. I'm just saying, like, right away when you see like a gangster rapper or a street rapper or whatever, quote unquote drill rap sometimes, automatically you're thinking, okay, the guys who he's going to be signing are going to be just like gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got K Money, who's his brother, so obviously that's just going to be Mando. Okay. But like 100 Band Plan, he's not known for a bunch of politics and stuff like that, but still street guy. In my opinion, if he really wants to start changing the temperature of the way things are going to be moving forward, you have these two guys. They're going to do well. They're both talented, and K Money already has a head start. He knows how to make hits. Okay. Go for a woman artist, like maybe a female rapper, or maybe just go completely out of rap. R&B singer, maybe like you might fuck around and just get like a rock and roll singer or something like that, or somebody who's into EDM or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But somebody completely out of the, not just hip hop genre. You could even stay in the culture or like urban culture, but it just not gangster rap. That's just my advice. Okay, on air advice that I'm giving right now. Like, the next act should be completely away from the type of style that these two guys have. All right, you already got this on lock. They'll be able to, have the street cred and be able to give you guys some music all the way moving forward for the label. So everything else now you can just try to be a little bit more experimental. All right. Just my advice. Just my advice. What do you guys think? Put an R&B is actually a neat move. Yeah. Even like you don't have to discover a new R&B star. Obviously, you didn't discover. Well, you know, you helped to discover 100 Band Plan, but you didn't discover K Money. He was just in the house with you, making music, right? So you could take somebody, especially if you have a label and Universal is giving you some money to play with. You could find somebody who's already a little bit established over here. You guys already mentioned this in the write-up. The manager already mentioned this in the write-up. Find somebody who's already a little bit established. They already have a tenure and a fan base over here in Toronto, and then you guys connect with them and get them a major deal. Okay, sign them to a production deal under Puzzle Music Group, right? And then boom, go get them a deal. Puzzle / Warner Music somewhere, or Puzzle / Interscope keep it all under the Universal umbrella. You know what I'm saying? I'm brainstorming. I got ideas. I always got ideas. All right. So big salute to Casper TNG. All right. Once again, congratulations. Keep making big moves, brother. That's inspirational. All right. Let me see what y'all are saying before I move on to my next story. Polaroid Pill says there's tons of play on Cardi's SoundCloud. Types of motherfucker who have buzz over here. He could sign for the Sorisa. Oh, Sarissa. Yes, that's Sarissa Youth. He had a Rolling Loud performance the other day. Right? Salute to him. Okay, big salute to Casper TNG. Like I said, keep doing your thing, brother. I want to get to this J Roebuck video. Okay, I want to do a quick reaction to this J Roebuck video. Big salute to J Roebuck. He did another what would you call that? A debate. He got to do a debate with the people from NFR. Big salute to NFR over here in Montreal. I haven't gotten in contact with them yet, but I'm working on it. And it's like a Iceman versus Kendrick fans thing. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Let's go find the brother J Roebuck. Let's go find J Roebuck. And make sure to hit that like button, yo. I'm on day 25. I'm in a freaking rusty hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. All right. I'm out here working, fam. Where is it? Is it Iceman versus GNX? Iceman versus GNX. Here we go. Let's see what go on.
I want to start off by saying this. I feel like both of these albums are a post-beef reflection. In terms of Iceman, so much of the subject matter, every single song except for maybe one or two are focused on Drake, his opponents, how he feels like he was wronged by everybody. Same with GNX. This was a huge victory lap after Kendrick won the battle against Drake. It was tied to the Super Bowl moment. Yeah. And it was also an amazing project because for the first time, he wasn't in this sort of umbrella of having to make a concept album. He was looser with it. He was having fun. And my thing is this. As much as I enjoy some of the disses on Iceman, I feel like it wasn't as timely as an album in the sense of if you want to have some rebuttals to songs like Euphoria, Not Like Us, whatever the case may be, why didn't you put out this project in 2024 or even early 2025? I feel like at this point, in terms of Drake and the type of substance that we want to hear from him, he had an opportunity to dig deeper, like he teases on Make Them Cry at the start of that song where he's like, I have to dig deep. And he does on that song. He touches on topics like his father battling cancer. Yes. He touches on topics of having to, take care of his mother.
Is there no intro on this shit? They just got right into it? Hold on. Let me just hear the intro. I'll fast forward after that.
Next Defenders. If you guys watched the Kanye versus Taylor video, we weren't in it. But today, we brought in Lou. There you go. He's sitting right in the chair. So, guys, let us know in the comments, who do you think won the debate? I'll let them get on with the rest of the episode.
My first claim is Iceman is a far better album than GNX.
Okay, that's where we're at.
Okay. My bonus was he couldn't release it at that time. Maybe he had to go in and the firm friends is not.
He had an opportunity to dig deeper, like he teases on Make Them Cry at the start of that song, where he's like, I have to dig deep. And he does on that song. He touches on topics like his father battling cancer.
Yes.
He touches on topics.
Yes. The whole concept of
to that, he doesn't proceed to show that personal growth and evolution for the rest of that project.
May I respond to that?
100%.
I figured that I knew you would
knew
say
I was going to say that.
But
awesome.
see, this is why I have to ask you, are you listening thoroughly throughout the album?
100%.
The whole concept of Firm Friends is not just about the beef. It's about where am I with my brothers?
Okay.
Right? And that's as a man, right? As a father, I have children. This is something that I'm going through with my friends where I don't see them. I used to be able to walk out on a block and I know my friends are standing there. But it's not like that because life shifts and life evolves. Drake is discussing some of that. And I think you talked about the disses, and even the disses have depth. And you say, well, why didn't he put out the album? You guys talk about music every week. I know
100%.
you understand that there's a lot of business that goes into music. So sometimes with the timely drop and why didn't he do this then? I said, maybe I wanted to hear Janice or Whisper My Name in 2024, but sometimes you can't do it like that, right? If you look at how 100 Gigs was released, that was him testing the label. And you see they struck a lot of that down. Maybe where the business was, he couldn't release it.
Yo, low-key, I feel like sometimes Jay's like, has some pre-prepared answers. He's just really good at debating.
At that time, maybe he had to go in and rework songs and rework a lot of those things. We can't rush the art. And as someone who is a Kendrick Lamar fan, I think you should probably understand not rushing the art better than anybody.
I definitely do.
There you go.
But again, when you're talking about a beef that was 2 years ago, you have an entire fan base of people that want to see Drake move on from it. They want to hear a confident Drake. And on a lot of those songs, he's going through his grievances. He's going through complaints about people that have done him dirty.
What is an artist supposed to do?
They're supposed to express themselves.
Express themselves, and art conveys life.
100%.
And it takes time to get through those things. When you say that Kendrick...
Hold on, before I move on, before Jay starts cooking again. Don't get this guy, don't play this guy for a sucker, eh? He's cooking too. This is not like the other debate that he had with just a bunch of guys who are like, oh, well, because he's not doing it for the culture. No. This guy is a very, very smart guy too. And he might not even believe the things he's saying, but he's just going to make sure that he makes good points. Not even he believes the things that he's saying, but he might not even be as much on a Kendrick fan side type of things as he is a Drake fan. But he's going to come with eloquent points.
Was a post-beef album. Can you point to the parts on GNX where Kendrick really addresses the beef and why it happened? And you don't even have to just do it within the album, within the moments of everything that's happened. When has he ever been expressive about it in the way that Drake has, or even J. Cole?
Yeah, well, I think that what Kendrick did so well was that he wanted to make a timeless album. And that's why he didn't focus on the beef from track 1 to track 12. Because you do have those moments like a Whacked Out Murals where he's speaking about the aftermath of the battle and people tearing his murals down.
Outside of that,
you have
I'm
lyrics
so
on
down.
songs like Squabble Up and Hey Now, where he's confident. Even a TV off, he is parading.
But it's.
Let me read that comment over here. Salute to peace, love. Friday, do a Toronto version of one fan versus 5 Drake fans. DJ Natural as the one Kenny fan. Yes. Happening.
He addressing anything from it. He did 2 interviews, didn't address anything from it. And you know what I want from my artists and artists that I love? I want them to be authentic. I want them to tell the truth. Don't go to an interview and tell me Not Like Us is some metaphorical thing when we know exactly what it was. But what Drake gave you is he told you exactly what I'm upset about. I'm upset that you lied on my name, right? I'm upset that the media was out here portraying me as this guy that I'm not. I'm upset that there's a double standard about other artists and about other media figures, that they don't get the same scrutiny that I do. Those are deep emotions. Those are real things that people have to process. I know you know the lines where he talks about looking at his therapist, right?
Absolutely.
And you know, and he sees himself in her reflection. He talks about DMT. Why do they want me to do DMT? I'm scared of psychedelics because it'll make me reflect. I'm scared of digging deeper. So I think that Drake on this album was more raw and more real. And I think that's what I'm missing from Kendrick. I remember rushing to hear that album. The surprise drop, I put my headphones in, I was walking. Whacked Out Mirrors, I said, we're going to get it. He's going to answer the questions. I didn't get an answer.
Which questions were left unanswered?
Okay, number 1, why? Number 2, talk to me through it. What was your mindset? Number 4, be real. Give me the answers, even if you don't do it in the music. Do it in the interview. You sit up here with Apple interviews getting softballs. You sitting across from Scissor.
We're not talking about interviews. No, we're talking about the music.
But that's my whole point, is that it was never expressed at all. And even if Drake didn't give it in interviews, he gave it to you in the music. There's no way you could walk away from any of that and say, I don't understand why Drake did a thing. From the lawsuit, from his grievance with J. Cole, he was raw and he was real. And that is why that album is better, because it was pure product.
I see what you're saying.
Okay. I don't remember this guy's name over here. What is this guy's name? Is it going to say the names in the description? Can I get some names? Okay, we'll just call him NFR. Right now, who y'all got in this debate? Jay or NFR?
That being said, that's something else that I take issue with, is that there is some hypocritical stances from Drake, where he says that I haven't lost any sleep over this, but then he's saying also that he hasn't been able to catch any sleep because it's still on his mind. And to me, that's hypocritical, because if you're not losing any sleep, why would you spend an entire album dissecting the situation and dissing the people that you've been dissing from 2 years past?
Because when it's up for life, especially when you throw things like that on people's jacket. But I want you to hold on to that word hypocrite, because we will get back to that in the later section.
Move on, go away.
Hey man, gotta say I love your form.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna address some of your points that you made so far.
Okay.
First off on the album rollout, I wanted to talk about how Kendrick dropped a surprise album with just 1 minute teaser that kind of set the tone for the album. He had a song called it's not officially named, but it was the Black Leather Shoe song, in which he addressed a lot of
Party Die.
Watch the Party Die. That's right. You know, there's a couple different names for it. But yeah, Watch the Party Die is one of them. Where he addressed sort of his mentality of why an artist like Kendrick will always be victorious over an artist like Drake if they go head to head. I want to talk about on Firm Friends how Drake talks about his crew from the start to his crew to the end. Let's talk about The Heart Part 6, right? Where I think the problem with Drake is that even on a song like Firm Friends, he's sort of still posturing and still showing us that ego of like, oh yeah, I still got the people with me. Whereas with Kendrick, you get a much more honest and realistic take on how friendships can grow apart. And even if you can see the fault in what Kendrick's done, he's still confessing it to us, right? Talking about how he feels that some parts of Black KB didn't work because his career took off in such an extent, right? Talking about how he still has love and he appreciates the art and the genius. I don't know anything about Chubbs or any of the other OVO members, because Drake, they're not friends who have individual characteristics.
I gotta stop you right there, because that's false.
Okay.
If you listen to the intro, he told you exactly about the members. One of the main questions that people had is, where is 40? That was a question. Drake's music has changed. He's not working with 40 as much. On the intro, he literally talks about it's me and 40 locked in, right? And 40's been pushing me. 40's been pushing me to do more and say more and be raw, dig deeper. So I don't think that's accurate to say you don't know where they are. Again, he also mentions Neeks on a lot of those tracks. He mentions a bunch of other OVO members. He mentions an OVO member who sold a chain, and he holds that grievance and said, that is something I could never forget, because that chain means everything. That chain is a representation of the journey. That chain is a representation of who we are. So you got to carry on, but that point is just not correct.
Okay, fair enough. I will say that let's compare.
He kind of made his point though, because I think from what Homeboy was saying, or was stuttering through saying, because he wasn't assertive enough in the way he was delivering it. Jay can get you with the way he's assertive too. You feel me? Let me read this. We definitely know Friday and 40 are not locked in, right? What was that lyric? Yo, 40, answer the phone or some shit like that. I forget the freaking lyric, but yeah. I'm blocked. Yeah, he's not assertive with what he's trying to say. But what I think he's trying to say is that Kendrick lets people know who his other peoples are through his rhymes. And he's descriptive enough that you're able to know a little bit about his friends and the things that they're going through. Where Drake, he mentions his, and the thing, this is the rebuttal that Jay used. Yeah, he mentions Chubbs. He mentions Nico. He says that he's locked in with 40 and 40 told him to do this. But he didn't explain how Chubbs is doing and what Chubbs is up to. What's 40 doing and what's 40 up to and what's he going through in his life? What's Nico how's the basketball game and stuff like that. I think this is what the Indian youth was trying to say. It's just that he delivered it badly. And Jay Roebuck responded with what sounds like a great answer, and so to J Robot. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like a great answer, but he just landed an assertive point, which made this guy's point in the first place. You feel me?
Whacked Out Murals, which is sort of Kendrick's, and I know you mentioned it's the only time it's not. He talks about it in Hey Now and even on the Hard Part 6, but Make Them Cry, right? The first album, the first song off Iceman, right? Versus Whacked Out Murals, which are very parallel, a lot of parallels between those two songs, right? So yes, Kendrick had a victory lap, and yes, Drake had some reflection to do. So there's obviously a place of progress for Drake that's not there for Kendrick, because Kendrick doesn't necessarily need to reflect because he won the beef, right? But let's talk about how Drake reflects. He keeps on telling 40 that he's trying to dig deep, right? And just talking about the trauma or just talking about, you know, negative emotions doesn't mean you're digging deep. For Drake, you have to come to a conclusion and learn something from it. And I feel like in Make Them Cry, it's or Make Them Remember,
Make Them Cry is the intro.
Yeah, all those songs blend together to me. You know, in the intro song, he's not really there's no sort of growth that you can experience. He's just sort of doubling down on his own identity.
Well, I have to disagree here when you talk about growth, right? Again, look at the whole product and look at the whole project. Everything there was Toronto centered. Literally what he's showing you is I'm locking in with the people who are here for me. That is growth. Seeing who was there for you and who wasn't there for you, that is growth, right? I think we're talking about dig deep. I think you're kind of projecting what your definition of it is. And I don't think that's really fair to do to an artist or to anyone, because we don't really know what that means, right? And the other part of this is there is growth throughout the album. He walks you through the story. He's not only battling an artist, he also battled a label. And he's telling you that within the album. It's all there. And on all the Make Thems, those are strong lyrical records where he's walking you through exactly what is going on in my life. As I gave you the example with friends, I gave you the example with women, I gave you the example with the label. What else are you looking for?
Let's talk about the therapist bar for a second. So what's the very next line after he talks about him seeing the therapist?
Oh, he makes a play on words about her body.
No, he doesn't make a plan. He explicitly says, I can't focus on myself because I'm too busy trying to...
No, he didn't say that. He said, I get distracted looking at her backside or something like that. He didn't say he can't focus on himself. He says, the only time I see myself is in the reflection of my therapist's glasses, which actually means that the only time he can actually be real or raw where he sees the true self is when he's sitting across from her. So that's actually goes against what you're saying.
But much like, you know, his inability to actually grow from it.
But what are you looking for from him?
What I'm looking for is
before you even answer, is that a fair thing?
Not do that, Jay. Don't do that. I don't want to be the Drake. I don't want to sound like I'm on the GNX side, because I actually think Iceman, in my opinion, is a better album than GNX. But the guy's making good points. You're in front of your therapist and all you're thinking about is their tits. Like, bro, stay focused.
To ask of someone what you're about.
What I'm looking for is
before you even answer, is that a fair thing to ask of someone what you're about to answer?
I think it definitely is.
And do you see that same answer in Kendrick Lamar?
And yes, I do.
In what? In what way?
In Man in the Garden, right? Where he's talking about all the struggles and he's been through and this positive self-affirmation, right? Even in the Hard Part 6, right?
Where he talks about working with Black Hippie and he blames himself and he talks about where he's going, where he talks about going
it's
for
his evolution, right?
And this is Drake's evolution. And honestly, what he's saying at the end of the Hard Part 6 is what Drake is saying the whole album. They're going through the same thing. He talks about being with Top and saying, I want to do my own thing. I want to do PG Lang. I want to be a businessman. That is literally the exact same theme and the exact same path Drake is walking down. Drake just made it there faster because he was able to establish his own label much earlier than Kendrick did.
Well, he didn't make it there faster. It took Kendrick 5 minutes to do something Drake needed 18 tracks.
We'll go back.
I don't know if he cooked, homeboy. That wasn't an easy cook. Dude wasn't really... I'm going to go forward a little bit. Let me see what this dreadhead nigga got to say.
Great song.
I could kind of do without Squabble Up. Squabble Up.
Damn.
Squabble Up. You from New York?
Me, yeah. I'm from Connecticut.
Can I say you from the Northeast? What you know about some Squabble Up? That's for California, man. Come on now.
What it do, bro?
What up, bro? Good. Good. Everything's straight.
So you want to start off?
No. You go ahead. I talked enough.
First of all, I feel like it's crazy for you to say you want to speak about features, right? Because I feel like for Iceman, Future bodied him in his own song. That's just a fact. And
if you think that's fine with me. That helps prove my point.
That's just a fact. Right?
Okay.
21 felt extremely useless on that song. Molly Santana was okay, right? You want to speak about features? Kendrick got him a Grammy. Kendrick got what's my son's name? He got him a Grammy on that song.
Yeah,
so
we'll talk about him in a minute.
If you want to speak about going from 500K to 16 million on Spotify. Bring up a Grammy. That's way bigger than that. That's one thing.
Okay, we'll get back to the Grammy. I'll take
and
that. 10 racks.
Like is GNX. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna give you GNX. That song is not the best. I'm gonna keep it a stack
I
with
didn't
you.
even mention that. That was terrible.
That song is not good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not delusional.
Okay.
Right. But everything else, Hey Now, banger. Right. Hey Now starts off slow. Right. Builds up progression. And at the end, when he's rapping, that shit is fire. That's one thing. Right.
We might need to do a side by side. 1 second, gang. I need to do a quick side by side. Drake, Iceman, track list. Okay. Kendrick, GNX, track list. Let's see. Whacked Out Mural, Man in the Garden, TV Off, Heart Part 6, Squabble Up, Hey Now, Dodger Blue, GNX, Luther, Reincarnated, Peekaboo, Gloria. Just off of the amount of songs, obviously Drake has more songs, but more bangers. Let me do a count of what I consider bangers. Okay, this is just my own personal opinion. What I consider good songs off of this album. TV Off. I'll also go with Heart Part 6. One of the best songs. I think, to me, top best song on the album. Squabble Up. Sure, we'll go with that. Peekaboo, Luther, and Reincarnated. Reincarnated is the one where he does the Tupac thing, the Tupac cadence. So how much we got on there? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I deem 6 bangers off of this. Let's see off of here. 1, I'll go with Janet, Shut the Fuck Up for sure. Make Them Pay, yes. Too Hard for the Radio, that's 3. What Did I Miss? Even though it's old, I'll give that a 4. Make Them Remember, 5. Right? Make Them Remember is the one with the free. That one there? Yeah, for sure. Whisper My Name, 6. Shebang, 7. National Plot Twist, 8. You know what? It's not that much more, even though there's more songs on there, as I deem bangers. There's other songs on there that other people might like, but for me, at what I deem bangers, I got 8 on Iceman for 6 on GNX. Where the hell is my video here? Where the fuck is the video? Here we go.
Right? You got Squabble Up. That's another like you just did right now, right? TV Off, fire as well. B Switch was incredible. Unlike Iceman, I feel like that B Switch was something necessary. On Iceman, you have a bunch of B switches that was just uncalled for, right? National Treasures, that shit is a banger off the rip.
Yeah.
Why switch it up at the second half?
The flow he did on the second half of National Treasure, and then he flows into the next song.
But you don't need it though, bro.
Well, you might not need it,
no,
but other people do. Let me ask you this question: would you scream mustard right now?
Yes.
How would you feel if you did? Do that to the camera.
Which one?
So you don't feel confident. Whichever one you want.
Mustard.
I don't want to listen. I don't like judging people. It's corny because let me respond. You got to go. Let me go because that was within a moment.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the thing with Drake's music is that it doesn't live within a moment. It carries on with us. And we'll get to the numerical proof of that in a minute. So then you mentioned, hold on. Then you mentioned the Grammys. Grammys are useless. Grammys are useless. I mean, let me tell you why. Number one, your label has to submit them, or you have to choose to submit them. And number two, if you think Grammys mean something, then why did Kendrick Lamar lose a Grammy to Macklemore?
So
I think that should tell you everything you need to know about the Grammys. I get what you mean, right? I only brought that up, right? Because you want to speak about features going from 500K to 16 million.
You're getting cooked, brother. You're getting cooked.
Yes.
Right?
Out of your league.
Where are the rest of the Kendrick features at? You had one guy who was out there saying, "Oh, I don't even rock with Kendrick."
Luther is one of the biggest songs that came out last year.
I didn't refute that. I think Luther was great.
No, but I'm just saying that's definitely a feature that is really great for Scissors.
But now let's talk about the other songs that we can skip, right?
All right.
Like you said, GNX is bad.
That's it.
Hey, now you just said started off slow, and then a lot of these
that's fire though.
But hold on, but a lot of those guys are also rapping off beat. What are the skips that you have? What are the skips you have on Iceman?
But that's the purpose.
What are the skips? No, there's no. The purpose was not to rap off beat.
They rap like that, bro, and that's just what it is. Maybe it's just not for your ear.
What are the skips on Iceman?
It's not for your ear neither. You know that ain't hot, bro.
What is skips on Iceman?
Mm-hmm.
I think Dust is a skip, right?
Dust is
I feel like unnecessary beat switch, right? I really do feel that. Little Birdie, another skip, right? The song
I would say different. That's the number one song in Florida right now. I don't think Florida agrees with you.
That's cool.
But you just told me the same thing about the West Coast ear. So how are you gonna disrespect the Florida ear?
No, what I'm saying is that's what they did. Like that's purpose. There's purpose in that.
And there's purpose in Little Birdie.
Like now let's speak about this as well. Let's speak about this, right? You think Iceman is better than GNX, right? Drake can't keep Kendrick's name out his mouth. Obviously, maybe he doesn't say it directly, right? But the whole from start to finish, he's talking about Kendrick the whole time. Unnecessary. Right? Another thing too.
You gotta watch time. I'll go. Okay, take 30 more seconds. I'll go.
Also, he makes himself a LA song. Doesn't fit the.
That's the big.
Doesn't make the Iceman like it. What is the? Did you enjoy that song?
Oh yes, I did. And actually, the Bay enjoys it too. It's the number one song on the Bay. You know why I enjoyed it? Because he was able to layer it. Not only was it a fun song, it was also paying homage. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. He was also able to do something else. He was also able to take a sound that he's used before, prior to the beef, had nothing to do with it, and he was able to make it greater. Right? He's able to make this thing, and he puts on two producers. And let me not say put on, because Pilo has been doing this thing for a long time. But he gets Pilo some more light and recognition. Carrie, who's signed to Chubb's label, gets some more light and recognition. He also worked.
Bro, this guy's prepared, man.
So Overcast, who's from the Bay as well, gets them more light and recognition. And that song itself, not only do you have a bop, you also have the disses within the bop. And you know how I know that song is impactful and powerful? Because look at all the things that have happened since that song has came out. You got DJs censoring the record. I don't know why. It wasn't that crazy. You have artists who are coming out responding to the disses. Shout out to Hove. That's 1A all time to me. Hove is responding to the disses in there. And more people will come out and respond to it.
Listen, I feel like you also brought up bangers with disses. Kendrick has that on GNX. You have TVO. You have Peekaboo.
But who are those disses about?
It doesn't matter who it's about.
Oh, no. Who are those disses about? Because he made the point that Drake can't keep Kendrick out his mouth through the whole album. The GNX album was a whole victory lap with a bunch of subliminals squabble up. The whole thing is about Drake. Like, he had multiple songs that were about Drake just without saying his name this time. Like, unless he's acting obtuse, or maybe it just went over his head, all like 80% of those songs, with the exception of like Luther, and even Luther, like they took little subliminals in the videos and stuff like that. It was a Drake fest over there too. So let's stop that.
You just told me that Drake can't keep Kendrick's name out of his mouth, but then in the same,
true though. But it's true in my line though. But in my line though.
But you just said the same thing to credit Kendrick. This is the hypocrisy. You just said it's bad for Drake to talk about Kendrick, but you said his bangers have disses, and he's talking about Drake. So pick one. Is it good or bad?
It's great.
So then don't say it's great. So it's great for Drake too.
Listen, because at the end of the day, we all here for music, right? Drake's music.
Yo, Jay didn't even cook him. This guy cooked himself.
Does not sound the best when he just keeps dissing and dissing. It gets repetitive, and you know that's a fact.
No, I don't. I actually disagree completely.
You do.
No, you made bad.
My next claim is the disses on Iceman are better than the disses on GNX.
We'll meet again.
Yes.
Let's get into this. I want to start off by saying this. It is tough to compare the disses on GNX versus the disses on Iceman, just because, again, so much of Iceman was centered around the disses and addressing everything that had happened. When it comes to GNX, on the other hand, it was more passive in the sense of you got the focus on a song like Whacked Out Murals, then you got certain like bars that were mentioned on a Squabble Up, on other songs like A Man at the Garden, whatever the case may be. My issue with the dissing on Iceman by Drake is that a lot of these are angles that he took previously in 2024, where it's like at this point, I'm hearing Drake recycle certain angles. I'm also hearing him go after someone like a J. Cole for making a decision that was a human decision. He did not feel like he was able to compete in that battle. He felt like he was going against someone that was a beloved friend for the longest time. Why did he have to ride it out with Drake? Why was that one of the angles? Also, going at someone like a DJ Khaled, I respect it. I understand he wasn't very vocal during the beef in that whole 2024 year. That being said, you're going after someone that can't even really respond.
Okay.
Same thing with Mustard. Mustard on Too Hard for the Radio.
Okay.
He hasn't had a slap since me and YG were on the track. He just had slaps on GNX.
So why did DJ Head edit the song? I don't know. I don't think the bar was that bad. I think it's not even true. So you should have let it rock.
It's not even true.
But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Why do you do these things? Because you have close personal relationships with these people. Definitely a close relationship with Cole, right?
Yeah.
Definitely a close relationship with Khaled. And you got to think about what he does for Khaled. When Khaled promotes these Drake songs, what do the labels do? They open up the budget and say, here, you got the Drake. We know what this is going to do. And where was Khaled? He was silent. Khaled got on his dean. Let's walk through some of the
What did you want Khaled to do during that battle?
Well, let's just walk through the disses first.
Let's go
okay?
Whoa. The man has props.
Go through this. He opens up. It feels like I got to lie to even tie, okay? So now we're talking about lie. He's talking about Kendrick had to lie to beat him. So Drake says, if I even want to compete with this guy, I just have to tell bigger and bigger lies. So I don't even know if these are wins or not, okay? I know a lot of people out there, you might not have tied a tie before, but the wins are not. Let's keep going, okay? Let me just finish my thesis. You got to go. Based on what's suitable now. Now the images here, he's talking about getting dressed in a suit. I chose a black suit because this is for a funeral.
Hold on. I got to read that off the paper. I feel like I got to lie to even tie. Oh, y'all got that? You know when you tie a tie and you got a lot. Oh. So I don't even know if these are wins, like a wins or not based on what's suitable now. That boy good.
You put that jacket on anybody, you're funeral bound. You see how that disc just ties in? And he's talking about here, if you call somebody that word, all bets are off, okay? But like the goalpost, I'm out here just moving around, just like you're doing with the goalpost. Well, why is he talking about this guy? Why is he talking about this guy? You're moving it around. And then he brings it now. He's talking about Dr. Dre here. Now I'm going to say alleged because I'm not throwing anything on him. But he says if I took out the AK, maybe he'd be in jail just based off the name that it spells. That is a layered diss. Absolutely. Okay, from talking about the suit to talking about removing the name, talking about moving the goalpost because we don't hold the same artists accountable that we do for others. Right now we have to fact check. That's why the disses are so good because even if you don't want to realize them, they're there. Let's talk about another one that I think is so creative.
Yo, the diss even got better after he explained it.
On a song, you know, where he's talking about, I'm with Noel like I'm Kris Kringle. One bar. You know how layered this one is? Noel, right? Noel is a guy who works with him. He works on the music, a producer. Noel is also Kim K.
In French.
Kim K, okay, absolutely. Right? Kim K. So I'm with Noel like I'm Kris Kringle. What's Kim's mom's name?
Kris
Jenner. And what does she do? She throws a big Christmas party and she gives out gifts like Kris Kringle. So even if you don't want to do...
That boy's a demon. I did not catch that. That's crazy.
That the disses are so embedded in it that even if you don't want to recognize them, they are that layered. Why go after Khaled? I just explained it to you. And I think he pointed out something very beautiful when he talked about Khaled, is you haven't said anything for your people. I guess everything is in black and white and red and green. There's blood on the money. That's some of the disses. I think also the level of response to what Drake did is much higher than what we got on GNX. As I pointed out, you have certain artists, Jay-Z, right? During the freestyle, a lot of those bars are directed at Drake. I think you also see rappers jumping on a beat, which is a very 90s and 2000 things, which I like because they like those songs because they're that layered. I think the disses in there are really impactful and I think they really hurt people. And I think that's the purpose of the diss.
Right, starter pack, get him a chain for real. Drizzy, give this nigga a follow, bro. I literally just had him on the channel like a month ago. And this is a very astute, intelligent brother right here.
When you talk about Joe Budden, You know what he says about Joe Budden? Even if you die, it's just another day. We ain't crying for you anyway. Like, you're not that important to the game. I wouldn't say something like that to somebody but I know that those jabs hurt, right? Those are real bars.
Again, going at someone who is now retired from rapping and can't even defend himself.
But he defends himself on a pod.
I want to talk about the lack of potency from some of these disses. For example, Burning Bridges, that whole second half of that song is dedicated to dissing A$AP Rocky. Your baby mama didn't even post the single. She actually did post stuff during the Don't Be Dumb rollout.
Did she post a single?
And that being said, something like Where's She At? Is my mind supposed to be blown from that diss? If I'm Rocky, am I listening to that and feeling hurt and attacked from that kind of a shot? No, I'm not.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Listen, I'll respond to that. We're talking about A$AP Rocky. So what's A$AP Rocky gonna say in return? Oh, you suck at rapping and I'm good at fashion. You suck at rapping and I'm really good at fashion. Like, he'll just repeat it and that's the way it sticks. Like, we're talking about A$AP Rocky. Like, you don't need to give him some extra super layered bars. Like, it's like fighting a handicap. You know what I'm saying? And I like Rocky.
Okay, let me ask
this fucking guy again. I don't want to see this guy again. Let's go forward a bit. Let me see what this you got to say, and then we're gonna see this you. I want to see what the white you got, and then we're off of this.
Y'all come up.
So to go back from what you were saying about how Drake can make music for people in Florida, people in Cali, people in Toronto, stuff like that. This is the thing about Drake, is that for a long part of his career up until now, he's just been riding the bandwagon of every single kind of genre, every single kind of flow. How you gonna say on Little Birdies you're gonna sound just like Kodak? No offense, but like me personally, I don't fuck with that. You have no character, you have no sense of identity. You can't even do your own thing like you used to do before.
Okay, let me stop.
Why is that?
Good. This is a good question. You know, Drake and Kodak have like an album's worth of music together. Albums worth of music, right? That never got put out. And Kodak has said this. Drake is on record saying this. And one of the reasons why it didn't come out is because neither one wanted. I'll tell you, neither one of them wanted to be the featured artist on the album. It was supposed to be like a collab project, like 21 Savage. So if you say, well, why does it sound like this? Because number one, those artists have worked together. Number two, Drake is paying respect to a sound, right? It's the same way where when he does Too Hard for the Radio, he's working with the Bay Area producers, making sure, rest in peace, Mac Dre's mom eats off that, making sure he helps fund the documentary to talk about Mac Dre's life. So that's a part of music, is experience. If you go to California,
but when I go ahead and I listen to this album, and I go for track to track, and I can't remember the names of each single track, but when I listen to them,
ça va bien, Lucky Seven, ça va bien.
I'm just like, bro, I'm listening to like another artist I listened to like 2 years ago, whatever the case may be, whoever it may be.
What artist do you know sounds like Janice?
I'm not gonna tell you exactly who, because like I've only listened to the album a few times.
But you made the.
I gave this album at least like 5 to 6.
But do you know the name of the song? But you know Janice.
Of course, my wife loves that music. My wife loves that song. If anything, my wife, playing it.
You know what I know? I heard a phrase: "Happy wife, happy life." You should listen to your woman because she's smart. But now,
this
tell
part
me,
I don't.
But what artist are you saying that sounds like? Who does that sound like? Who does National Treasure sound like?
Don't know.
Who does Make Them Cry sound like?
I mean, I can give him Make Him Cry. I can give him Make Them Serious.
Who does that sound like?
That sounds like him for sure. Him. But like the other tracks that
you gotta watch bands who wear do-rags on road. Okay. Anytime you see a man wearing the Dewey on roads, and like the Dewey's for the crib, right? So when you take the Dewey comes off when you get on road, so that you can, show the braids that you're keeping layered down. You know what I'm saying? Or like you got the, like he got the waves over here. Jay got the waves. So he had his Dewey, his do-rag on at home. And then when he got outside, he took it off. See this face right here? Trustworthy face. Okay? Y'all can see what I got the cursor going around his face. Okay? Trustworthy face. No do-rag. Okay? Going around the head over here. Pause. No do-rag around his head. This guy over here, he's outdoors. There's clearly something going on under here. Maybe like a long hair type of thing. maybe it's all just completely straight. And then once he takes off the do-rag, it just comes flowing down his back paws. You know what I'm saying? But like, what you hiding over here, bro? Untrustworthy. Okay? Danger, stranger, danger.
Fall short.
I just named
that
you 8 of
don't-
them.
Yeah, but those are tracks that are peaked up, that have high replay value, right? In terms
So
of
which
numbers.
ones don't?
The one like he was saying, half of the rest of the
This nigga like well, what happened was I'm lying. It's the Dewey, outside Dewey. People who wear do-rags outside, they be lying. He got the lying eyes.
I named you ones from the second half.
Yeah,
bro.
like I was saying before, like Lil Birdie, who you got, like the don't care, don't worry, whatever the case may be. Like
that one I agree with.
These like it's not, again, like we come back, like it's not something I'm gonna listen to again. And this has come from just personal, not like numbers, not like listening to everybody else. This is my own idea, right? And again, like you said before, which I agree with, like music is subjective. So we can't like this. Yeah, we can look at numbers, we can look at like other people's opinions, stuff like that. But again, like based off my own opinion, based off your own opinion, of course you're gonna say Drake is amazing. But me personally, like,
you gotta watch them one day closely. You know what I'm saying? What you say, homie? All right. I don't know if I believe you, brother.
Kendrick got it bag for bag for bag, point blank.
I like Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
I don't want anyone to think that, but I think the points that you're making just aren't landing home because you're missing the evidence part of it. I agree with you. You shouldn't just rely on your own opinion, which is why I said I had to do my homework. I went to listen to Kendrick reaction channels to talk about how they felt about the album. And you know,
that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. He just said it because he said it. Throw it out in rice.
Listen to Kendrick reaction channels to talk.
I did my homework too. No, you didn't. You sound like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, my nigga. DJ Aqua's a do-rag everywhere. I fuck with Aqua's, like, shit. I'll just say I fuck with Aqu, okay? But he do be wearing a do-rag, okay?
Talk about how they felt about the album. And you know, a consistent theme throughout them is this was really good and encapsulated the moment. But what is going on outside of the moment? We are here 2 years removed from the album. Do you guys hear anyone who really reflects on GNX? And I know you're going to nod your head yes, but deep down inside, you know the answer is really not. It's not. People still aren't talking about it. And do you know why? We are here today because Iceman came out. I didn't see a debate when GNX came out on the channel, unless I missed it.
Because these are two post-beef albums.
But there was no large social reaction to it. When I look at content creators who make content about the music, why is there no content about GNX still being made 2 years later? Why is it every time I go online, I'm hearing videos about Drake, about Iceman, about great. No, let me finish this. It is brand.
See this guy off the side. Yo, what's going on with do-rag over here? You ain't got no more lies? They gotta call in NFR for reinforcements. Okay, let me talk. Let me talk. He don't know what he's talking about. Let me talk.
New now, but that content didn't start now. That content has been going on since he announced the album was coming out. People have been talking about it, and we're removed over a year. He's been rolling out this album.
Years from now.
But I'm not talking about just when it dropped. I said even as we move through it, how long did that stay in a rotation and in the front of people's minds? It was not long. After the Super Bowl, that thing kind of died down. Look at where GNX is on the charts now, and I have to use numbers to reference this because I have to use evidence. Where does that live 2 years removed?
It's the most streamed rap album of 2024. It's still getting millions of plays every single day.
We are in 2026.
It's getting millions of plays.
It's still being out, and it's still being outstreamed by 10 of Drake's albums.
But that's he's the biggest artist in the world.
And why? But why?
There's evidence of better artistry. We can't do that.
No, hold on. Wait a minute. Art numbers don't tell the full story, but they do tell a part of the story. Numbers show you who is listening and how many people are listening. When you say he's the biggest artist in the world, that is indicative of something. That is telling you that it is reflecting and connecting with more people, which means in turn that it has more replay value. Because as I just told you, 12 albums are charting that.
Do-rag is not even in the. You said do-rag's on the ropes. No, he's not. He's not even in the fight. He sat here silent, and the NFR dude had to go freaking tag in. Yo, tag me in, bro. You suck. Tag me in. Let me get in here.
Came out 12 years ago. That shows you that people are still engaged with the music. There's no way to refute that. Okay.
Nigga just sitting there taking up space. And then he came back for more. That's crazy. This nigga took over Do-Rag's battle. And then it's like, okay, I'm next too. That's crazy.
So just piggybacking off the conversation we just had.
Yes.
You wanted to bring in numbers into it. I think that Luther has been living on the radio ever since it came out. It's 2 years. It's still getting tons of radio replay value. Also, you look at just the streams across the entire album. People are loving every single track on that album. And you spoke about how Drake offers more variety in terms of sounds, in terms of subgenres. Kendrick is doing that too. You look at a song like Luther, that is a song that has massive R&B influences, obviously with the Luther Vandross sample, amazing record. You look at something like A Squabble Up, that ended up sampling an old dance record from the 90s. That was a great pull for him. But then the beauty of GNX is the fact that it's rooted in the West Coast in the sense of it being a regional album, something that hip hop was lacking around the time that came out. And we saw this surge of regional albums being made in hip hop not long after GNX had come out, from Metro Boomin bringing the old Atlanta sound back with a futuristic summer and so many other examples. That being said, when I look at the replay value of Iceman, people 5 years down the line, because it's so tied to the moment.
Hold on. And what else? Don't concede to the man's point. What else beside Metro Boomin's album? Who else put out a regional album after Metro Boomin, or before Metro Boomin, after GNX? Let me know. Maybe I missed it. Right? But I don't remember any like a surge in, you know, people putting out regional albums and putting on a plethora of artists on one album after that, after GNX. He tried to slide a lie in. Yeah, that's a straight lie. It's not a lie. It's like a half truth. Because yes, that happened with Metro Boomin. Who else? Give me like 3 sets of people before you move on to the next point. I feel like that's how points worked. Give me 3, then you move on. Now, oh yeah, that happened that one time, and then we're all supposed to go, yeah, that did happen that one time. That's one time.
In its subject matter, people are not even going to remember who he was dissing on some of these tracks, whereas GNX has timeless subject matter, like the effects of drug abuse and how that can affect an entire generation of artists on a Reincarnated. You look at the Hard Part 6, that is a deep personal story about his crew, about how he wants to evolve in the game as a Black executive. You're not getting that same type of timeless subject matter on an album like Iceman.
Okay, I think you make fair points. I'm not here to refute that Luther is a great song.
Yeah.
As I said, I like a number of songs on GNX, so I'm not here to argue that. I agree with you.
What do you say, Rock Marciano? Did he put like a regional album out? Did he put out a bunch of like upstate niggas on an album? Because like if he did, then shit, cool. Is it? I just feel like that's not something that, you know, he just newly started doing. Like he was inspired, like, oh, Kendrick put on for the freaking West Coast, I gotta put on for Buffalo. I feel like he's always collaborated with different Buffalo artists. A lot of people got introduced to us as an audience through Rock Marciano's music.
But you did bring up radio.
Yes.
And I think radio plays a large part in why those songs charted so well. And obviously after the album came out, he goes on a stadium tour, which in terms helps stream because you're going all over the world, and in terms helps radio. And a lot of those things, I think you guys know a bit about the business just like I do.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of radio sync, a lot of that work is done by the labels. And I think we both know that Drake and his label aren't on the best terms. I think they do support a bit, but obviously not like they did 5 years ago because of what's going on with the lawsuit. So I think radio would have definitely kept Drake on #1 for a lot more weeks, but he has almost zero radio play compared to, you know, I think it's Taylor Swift, and there's another song, Welcome to Texas right now.
Ella Langley.
Yeah, there you go. And that's why, you know, she was #1 for a bit. I think she took the spot. So I think that plays a part. And I think when you talk about timeless subject matter, it's hard to talk about that. And I could talk about this, right? Do you think there's timeless substance matter on CLB?
Yes, definitely there is.
Like what?
Champagne Poetry, for example.
So the deep rapping?
the deep rap, but also Erase My Mind, though. That's another one that has deep subject matter in the sense of like this relationship that he's going through.
And again, these are the same subject matter that he's touching on Iceman. We talking about relationship with women. He's talking about relationship with friends, relationship with families,
on some
tracks. But again, that's why I think the music will live on. I don't think we can ever point to one example in Drake's career where the music hasn't lasted. I mean, you could go to Honestly Nevermind, but I think that's a bit different. We know it's a concept dance album, so maybe those would more you would want to compare to like a Maid of Honor, I would say. So I won't really bring that up, but I think in all the main rap Drake projects that we've gotten, there's never been a time where the music didn't last. And I think
you're kind of wrong about the Honestly Nevermind. I think that album actually lasted longer than people thought it would. I don't know the names of the songs either that get the main play. Because, like, to be honest, I wasn't like really living with that album neither. But I've heard songs from that album playing at different places. I've heard a lot of people say that album aged better than they thought it would. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of music, with all due respect, it's kind of like a background music kind of thing. So, you can hear one of those songs when it dropped, or you can hear it 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, and it'll just be a cool, like, EDM song, in my opinion.
Reason why it is because of the subject matter, is because of the ability for him to be layered, being simplistic in hooks, being complex in the bars when he's being complex, but also knowing when to do enough. I mean, if you watch the Magic City documentary, Drake talks about of how he makes music, and he talks about why every song doesn't need to be so deep and so layered, because music means different things to different people. What I listen to in a car is not what I listen to with my girl. What I listen to with my girl is not what I listen to when I'm about to go to sleep. It's not what I listen to when I'm at the gym. Those are all different sounds. And yes, I think Kendrick doing the West Coast album was great, but I think he could have done the West Coast album better, which is why I talked about the performance of some of those features. And what have those features done since? That's not Kendrick's fault. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you made the West Coast album, but where is the West Coast at now? We saw Drake make a West Coast song. What was the impact of that one song? I've never seen P-Lo. I've never seen Overcast being covered on Complex so much. I've never seen Overcast tweet, I made a boom bap beat go number 10. Like, those are the impacts we're seeing already. Right? We're starting to see those things. We're starting to see how that music is going to live on. Jay-Z's about to do a bunch of stadiums. That music is going to live on because of that. So it's not just the moment of the album. Look at all the after effects.
I understand that. One thing I wanted to bring up, you mentioned simplicity. I'm happy that you said that, just because Drake is great at sticking to one idea and usually completing that idea. I feel like that's another issue that I have with Iceman, where there's so many tracks where you have two different ideas merged into one song, and it almost felt like he couldn't develop the ideas, didn't know how to like add a second verse or a third verse. Burning Bridges being a perfect example. Also, Bees on the Table. That whole first half of that song feels completely useless, because the only exciting part of it is once the trumpets kick in and he's actually giving you some energy.
Plot twist as well.
Points made. Okay, I fuck with Drake, and I think the Iceman album was great, but I still give it 7.5 on a good day, at 8 on 10. You know what I'm saying? Because, to be honest, too many beat switches. It's like homie said from NFR. He starts off with one. He has too many songs that have two different ideas going on it. You know what I mean? Like, he starts off with one idea, and then it switches to a whole, like, oh, he's talking about his girl or whatever. And then, oh, let's get to these rappers. Fuck these guys. Like, by the time the beat switches. National Treasure, I won't say it's ruined, because the first half is always going to be what it is. Like, that first verse from Drake, sick. One of his sickest verses. But then, I didn't get delayed another 2 years. Don't do that. But by the time on National Treasures and he gets the second beat, I gotta say, was this part necessary? You know what I mean? Like, and like, he simplifies the flow on there. It's just not that exciting to me. It wasn't as exciting as when I heard Pressa's verse continuing on the same beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that beat, the first beat was already hard enough that I could hear it for another minute and a half. The beat switch on National Treasures, I'm not so fond of it. Like, the beat is good. The flow's cool, but it's just, I don't feel like it was necessary to make that all in one song. That could have been 2 separate songs. That extra beat that you have there with the beat switch or the flow switch, that could have been an interlude or something. That didn't have to be part of National Treasures. I don't know. Just my opinion. I think I'm done with this video here. Big salute to J Roebuck. Big salute to NFR Podcast. I'm not even subscribed to them. All right, let's go subscribe to their page. You know, if I can get these guys while I'm in town, if they're in town, because they might not even be here, right? I will see if I can lock in an interview with them, all right? But I'm working on it behind the scenes as we speak. Let me see what else I got next. Let me see. Day 25. Oh, we got to get to this. And yo, tomorrow night, I'm probably going to do another desktop stream, but it's going to be like a late-as. Okay? I'm going to a studio in downtown Montreal, and the studio is fully equipped for podcasting. You know what? Let me see if I can find the name of the studio here and give them some a big up, a quick big up. Let me find the studio. Let me find the name of the studio. That shit looks fire too. Look at this. Y'all can see that. Bong. All right, so I'll be able to do some live streaming from there tomorrow too. So I won't be doing any streaming from the trap tomorrow. Okay. Thank God. All right. I won't be smoking bogeys in the hotel room for day 26. So look out for that. I want to get into this Adam 22 stuff. All right. It's been kind of shaky ground for Adam 22 right now. And I feel like it's deja vu. I've said this before. Okay. But Adam 22 is having a hard time over there at the No Jumper studio. There has been a third, this might be the 4th incident now, where another one of his employees has shown a firearm on camera. Okay, an incident happened where a gentleman was knocked on his ass and the blicky came out. All right. And he's tried to sell some tickets for the live show. He had a big live show planned. Him, his co-host, bunch of his co-hosts, and a few of the co-hosts left, and then it ended up where the whole show only sold 25 tickets. So let's get to a couple of these parts here. I have all of this in my history. I've been keeping up with what's going on. Trust me. I'm going to go to a Seti Nash video because Seti Nash did a pretty good explanation on this. Hold on. Let's find it. Where is my Seti Nash video? It should be right here. I was just literally looking at this shit. Oh, there it is.
Round with his
play.
fire.
No. This is not a play. Watch. He sets it up perfectly. Watch this.
Podcast, homie.
Because
they definitely dictated the stream.
The gummies did their thingy thing. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We had some good fun, good clean fun.
Are y'all noticing the patterns, like the bricks and all this shit look a little different and all that?
You really feel like that?
Yeah.
You said Compa was the one that get high off of like a little bit of shit and trip out. I'm starting to believe that you're the
how you ain't got
man, free the brick, bruh. Free shitty, bro.
Free the
brickster, man. Free shit tro, bro. But then you have this person who is playing a role for a government check. He say, "Oh, the person he was wearing meta glasses, and I was doing my Jack Sparrow stuff, but it was a phone. It wasn't one of these. No. It wasn't one of these. No, it wasn't one of these." But he forget he did this shit before.
Look at this idiot. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Again. Boom, boom.
Cool.
Yo, bro, it's Neanderthal Theater over there.
Right next to Munchie B, while we're all on the podcast, Munchie B had something that kind of looked like a firearm. I'm sure.
I don't know about that.
I don't know if it was a firearm. I don't know, but it looked like one sticking out of Munchie's pocket. And Vel filmed a clip with his glasses of everybody on the podcast or whatever. He's not thinking twice about it.
He's just looking around.
He posts it. All of a sudden, there's clips on the Reddit saying, "Oh, look at what Munchie had sticking out of his pocket." Now,
Why is he worrying about it, nigga? Every time you catch a gun case, they disappear. You just got caught with 2 guns a year ago. The gun cases disappear.
He beats them, right?
Beats them.
He beats.
How does a motherfucking convicted criminal keeps beating gun cases you get caught with? Not pulled over. You get caught on your person.
And this guy who he was talking about, Munchie B, he literally just quit No Jumper the other day because of that video that went out from the meta glasses and whatever. And he's like, yo, No Jumper on some police shit. So he quit for now. Mind you, he's legally blind, running around, and he's a gang member, right? Put it this way. We don't have to say he's a gang member when we're talking about No Jumper. Just assume that everybody, with the exception of Adam and Josh and a couple of people, everybody over there is a gang member, okay? So rather than just being redundant saying, oh, yeah, that host over at No Jumper, that's a gang member. They're all gang members. Lush, I think, even is like a low-key gang member, right? So that's what you got to deal with there, brother.
Ain't no illegal search and seizure.
I don't know.
We know how he beat him. We got Alex Alonso over there with the DA. Munchie B already said that he works with the program where he turns in information. It's out his mouth. This ain't nothing wax saying. So
yeah, I was wondering about peanut butter buns as well, how he was able to pull that one off. I mean, it's not like they didn't used to check for that 555.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch the lax security system that they have over there.
You got your burner on? Hold it. Come on the side. Chat. Let me just what's going on, brother? Bro, I'm not gonna have you have a gun inside the interview. Bro, bottom line, I'm doing one job. I'm doing one job, brother. Like, I can't have you like an inch inside the room for this one. I'm gonna have you sitting here, but don't let that things.
So this Josh over here, the producer or one of the producers, this is that dude that comes through there. I forget his name, man. He has his own like cereal box that he comes through there. He's from Chicago. Okay, let me know in the chat his name. Okay, but this dude over here, he's trying to get into the premises with his burner. Okay, Josh is like, nah, you can't do it. Security's like, nah, you can't do it. Or security's like, hell nah, you can't do it. Josh is kind of on the fence. But watch this. J Main, thank you, J Main.
No other way. Yeah. I'm gonna have you sit here, but that's fine. Yeah. Right. So why do you have to have it on? Like, can I just ask you why you have to have it on in the building? I know you like making me feel type of way, bro. Because like now my safety is in jeopardy. You two have been doing it. So, bro, your safety is in jeopardy. I just think how we're. That's what I'm saying. But you in the building, while you in this building, bro, you good. So far as me, you look good. You live with me. I got a license.
I got a license to carry too.
I'm the same. Do you have?
Now, what I don't understand is if he has the thing on him and the security's like, no, you can't bring it in here. Why don't you just go leave it in the car? The only other reason why he can't leave it in the car is if he took an Uber over there. But bro, just go back out and go put it in the car.
No, I don't. And I sell firearms as well.
Just the only thing is, bro, I just can't have you have it like on your person while you do the interview. It just makes me uncomfortable, and I just can't work like that. Josh, I'm gonna just make it different with you on that one, bro. Like I can have this man have it on him. Like at least, look, bro, you interview, bro. What's like, who the fuck interviewing you? Like, what the fuck is going on? Hey, Adam, what's going on? Is you trying to interview what? Like,
watch this now.
And then all this energy, and then you got a gun on you, man. Like all this extra energy.
Yeah, they say they have a license, but like I don't know, bro. The security's like, I don't feel comfortable with you having the burner in here. Watch Adam now.
You doing? You just bringing all this.
And he's just saying that. Show me the license, nigga.
Antagonizing him,
I'm
though.
not antagonizing nobody. He got a
You're antagonizing him. You're keeping adding stuff.
I got to do, homie, and I'm not gonna budge for nobody. Straight like that. Is it straight like that, bro? Like I did, right? Like I just don't feel comfortable with him having.
He's like, I just don't think it's that much of a big deal. Let him bring the gun in.
Him having it on him, like I just don't feel comfortable with him like having it.
Adam just said he should feel comfortable.
I mean, I don't think it matters. This the person all good.
Hey man, it's just a gun.
So I guess you got to be from Chicago. Well, yesterday, Chucky Barbie pulled up. I don't know what she got going with DC Baby Draco, and I'm one of those. You can call the cops on your baby mama. I don't give a shit. I never have with me in mind, but I'm never gonna say you can't call the boys on your BM because she'll do it to you. Ain't no rules when it come to war and kids and all that shit and everything. Because if you boop bop, you know what I'm saying? You going to jail.
You going to jail. Watch this. Apparently, this guy got the mace to the face. Look at him. This is the mace to the face. Yo. Yo, Whack got some of the mace in the face too. Yo, Whack's eyes must have been burning him. This guy walked right point blank into the mace. I need to see that from. Oh my God. Oh. Cash. Wacky. Wow. What's going on over there? Listen, fam. I was supposed to be on No Jumper a few years ago when I was trying to get into America. They didn't let me into America, and right before I was ready to leave, they disbanded the news. They bought the news back since that time, but I don't know if I would have wanted to be on the inside of No Jumper at this point. Like, my goal or mission was to like leave such a stamp that is like I could come back and maybe be a regular. You know what I'm saying? But like this shit right here, like I see like guys like Flacco. Flacco ain't even over there anymore. He's confirmed it the other day. He said like he's cool with Adam, but he no longer has any duties over at No Jumper. He don't go there. He's not going there anymore. Like half of the people in the building, he said he don't fuck with. Right? He only, with the exception of a few people, he's like all the rest of his co-hosts are bums. He don't go over there no more. He doesn't do the social media role for them like that anymore. So Flacco pretty much, and I think he said he had a conversation with Adam or something like that, where they were like, all right, we're just going to go our separate ways. But he might have got out of Dodge at the right time too, because there was a space of time where Flacco was living in LA. He's in this building with all this turmoil happening all the time. And then he decided, you know, he had some family things going on and he never came back home. He never went back to LA after. You never seen him in that small apartment that low key kind of looks like this. You never seen him in those small apartments, the small apartment with the jacket over the dresser anymore. He said, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is how We Love Hip Hop should start moving to get in the algorithm. I don't know if that's the best idea. Because the thing is with Adam, he's been doing this for a while now. Okay? And this works, but then it has to keep on working. Half of the time, I don't give a fuck about what's going on that channel, to be honest. Respectfully. It's not, you know, I'm just not in LA like that. Once upon a time, I used to pay way more attention. But now I really only check it out once every month and a half when somebody crashes out over there. So that means the only way I'm going to pay attention to their network is for people to constantly crash out. How much how high of the elevation of crash out has to keep on happening for me to stay, to stay tapped in? Like, does somebody have to catch a leg us? Like, well, go on.
Yo.
We repeat this video mad times.
Now, I teach somebody how to deal with firearms. He could have popped somebody. That boy was holding on the trigger. You could have hit somebody, bro. You could have let it off. Like, why are you holding on this? Any real person gonna tell you, hold this right here. It's easy to go from here to here. Easy work. But you do this just so you don't pull the damn trigger. That's what you do. So there's that. And then I heard Trap Lord Ross, and I think Captain Rick Rock said it too. Yeah, he said it too. I just watched his shit. And they was like, yo, bro, when that shit fall, it get fired. No, bro. No. Stop believing Tory Lane's lawyer. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you something that I dropped that was loaded, and it ain't do nothing. So let me show y'all a very expensive piece of hardware that I own. This is called a T3 Nighthawk. You see this little shit right here? Yeah. So what happened is that in the midst of me holstering it, you know what I'm saying? It fell. And it fell and it smacked twice on the ground. You know what didn't happen? It didn't fire. They're not designed to fire that way. So when y'all say this shit and you talking to somebody who owns over 40 firearms, we talking shot works, we talking anything you want, bro. Anything you want, from the smallest 22s to the biggest, you know what I'm saying? I'm even about to get a 50 cal soon. Cause me, I love
tons of guns.
Love it here in Texas, bro. I love it here in Texas. But to the point, No Jumper got a problem on their hands. And the biggest problem is Adam. Ooh. Adam once said,
I kind of feel the same way. And it's like, you're the boss, though. This kind of, but let him cook. Let him cook. Cook, said he.
That he walks around with his fire in goddamn No Jumper Land when he was beefing with King Pill.
Dudes from Pomona, we got to give it to them that they immediately shut the situation down, because you got to understand, the 22-ster, keep that fire on him. So when King Pill is doing all this, I'm starting to do the math in my head. And I start thinking, okay, so what's the line that needs to be crossed here in order for the 22-ster to up blick on Cuh? Now, in my head, what I established almost immediately was like, if he punches me, I'm pulling out and I'm going to start shooting at him. Okay, that's what's going on in my head. It's like that's the line that needs to be
ready to take it there with him.
Him just standing close to me is not enough for me to turn this into this kind of situation, right?
This is not the first time that he said this. I don't even know why Steady Nash pulled for this video. This is like maybe the 5th, 6th time that he's mentioned this. The blicky. What do you used to call it? The blammy pack. I got the blammy pack on me. Don't make me up it on Cuh. He was saying this from back like when the pandemic was still going on, and he was over there with AD and all them. He's like, I keep the blammy pack on me. So if you got it on you, I can't have it on me when I come into the studio, bro.
But either way, like it ended so quickly, and his homies seemed like they were the ones that really like were more even tempered. And I mean, his homies really, and like Lush can probably attest to this because he actually went to the neighborhood, but basically like you could tell that they appreciate the fact that they're even at No Jumper, because let's be real, if you're from Pomona, it's an hour away. You're not really necessarily used to like going to places like No Jumper or whatever. And they're looking at King Pill like, okay, he's the dude that's kind of getting our foot in the door to kind of be doing more music stuff, more industry stuff, more internet stuff. And so I think in that moment, his boys are kind of viewing this like, oh, he's about to screw up all the motion that we've kind of got going at this point in terms of the hood vlog, King Pill being in New York.
So California law will allow you to carry in your home, obviously, but also your place of business. So Adam Graham Mason, he's good to go. It's everybody else you got to worry about. See, the thing about
I learned something new right there. You're allowed to carry your burner in your place of business in California. That's sick.
Oh, no jumper is this. You're getting too lax, you're getting cheap, you're cutting corners and all this shit. That should have never happened. Flat out. Should have never mother effing happened at all. You have a duty of security, of safety. If there was a goddamn, dare I say, a freaking power outage that happened and I don't know what happened because a wire was sticking out. If you don't call and put up stuff around that so nobody can walk into that, you're liable for that. See, Adam fails to realize that, bruh, people are not there without invitation. That door should have never been open. The best thing you could have did was ignore it or do what you said. I'm gonna call the police. You could have called the boys on her.
He never called the police. He's afraid that his gangster friends are not gonna like him no more.
You can't win versus women. You can't. I'm not sorry with how I say this. You can't beat on them. You can't yell at them because if you yell at them, you're emotional. If you put your hands on them, you're abusive. It doesn't even matter if you're doing self-defense. You can't do shit. Well, maybe I can't because I'm big as hell. So, you know what I mean? It wouldn't matter if a girl that was freaking 6 feet, 300 pounds, bop me and my shit, she's still going to look small. And that's the problem with all of this shit is, Adam, you had to be proactive, bro. Rules and regulations. This is a place of business. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You have full carte blanche over how it's supposed to be ran up there because it's your shit. So take some goddamn account.
Okay. He's giving him a scolding. Damn, Seti Nash. It's the scolding of the century right there. There's one more thing, because like I did mention also, there was the ticket sales. And this is courtesy of Hello Yassine.
We were hoping that we could see a little bit of
live show. And that
I'll play from the beginning.
I wouldn't say
I'm only going to play the first
what's
3
problem,
minutes.
y'all? I guess you got to stamp your L before anyone can come get in front of you and expose you for it, because Adam 22 was shameless with how he grilled himself over him failing to sell more than 30 tickets for the No Jumper live show that was supposed to happen in Los Angeles. Yes, that is correct. 30 tickets. So the first thing was that the people that were originally supposed to be at this live show were the following: Munchie B, Aunt Hefe, and this guy Spody Face. And they were going to have Doughboy do some sort of comedy or something like that. That guy, frankly, I don't find that guy quite entertaining at all. And Adam 22, of course. Now, Munchie B.
Wait, that was going to be the lineup? Who the fuck's coming out to see those guys? You know, salute to Aunt Hefe. I know he's like dealing with some hardship right now as far as his time and shit. But like, you weren't that entertainment that I'm going to come out my house, drive, and what I heard LA traffic is horrible, to go and see Aunt Hefe and see a Munchie B, the blind guy. What are they going to do? Nah, B.
He left because he left No Jumper. Spody Face, he also left No Jumper after J Hood, one of Whack 100's, you could say he's like family members. He's like nephew to him. Like he took care of him. That guy got out of jail. They were about to run the fade. Like that guy and Spody Face got into it mid podcast. So that guy quit. Munchie B quit because he's like this Inglewood family, I think blood or something like that. And he felt like he was being put into police games that were going to tarnish his reputation. He brought a blicky to the venue, which is not the venue of the.
You know, it must be an LA thing, because I feel like if I was trying to get away with running a podcast in LA, would I have no choice but to have to interact with somebody who's a blood or a crip at some point in time, especially for the amount of co-hosts that I've gone through in or like different hosts that have had shows on a network. If the We Love Hip Hop podcast or a network was in LA, would I've already like fired or like maybe even have currently like 2 to 3, maybe 5 gang members that have already come through my studio that are like on payroll type shit? Like, is it inevitable? Because like I feel like LA is a big place. You can find a lot of talented creators, podcasters, and stuff like that who are not gang affiliated. So maybe it is Adam, because everybody who he picks is gang affiliated. After AD and those guys, it was always gangs. Prior to that, he had House Phone and friggin' Cam Girl, no gang. Yuri, no gang. After that, I don't know, bro. You're like stuck in this gangland type of content creation world right now.
Show. But he brought up Blicky to the No Jumper office. Someone accidentally recorded it while doing like a promo video. And that was, I wouldn't say the straw that broke the camel's back, but he realized a lot of police games were happening. Or he felt that that's what he felt like was going on. And Aunt Hefe is currently booked on a murder charge. And Aunt Hefe preceded Munchie B and Spodie Face. And all of these guys are gang members. So that whole lineup is gone. And then he started to try to fill it in with these other guys. I think these guys are already smaller than the original live show. And Adam 22 would give a little bit of an explanation.
Let's go.
We had sold, I believe, like 30 tickets. Okay. So we do a couple of different reels.
Not quite Drake numbers.
We go out of our way to promote it on the podcast repeatedly. We're hoping that we can see a little bit of motion. It's really not moving too much.
They're trying to see Lush up there. Lush could go up there and rap.
Announce that 607 Unk is going to be the headline, or is going to be the opener along with King Yella.
Who cares about them?
Still doesn't really change.
607 Unk and King Yella? What is going on, bro? Why are you just saying names and then expecting people to spend money? Well, you know, we can't get Spodie Face and Munchie B and Aunt Hefe. You know, nobody's coming. You know, those guys are not going to be able to make it, because if they were able to make it, you would have sold how much more tickets? Like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Those guys, there's no difference between those guys and the other people who you replace them with. To me, they're all the same. They're all trash at podcasting, and nobody knows them or cares about them outside of LA County.
Things. The numbers are looking not great in terms of ticket sales. We announce that Hater World is also going to be added to opening up the podcast. At the same time, we announce that me and 4 Extra are going to be doing our first podcast back together on the last show.
That's dope.
We announced at one point that we're going to be giving away a free 1/8 of weed to everybody who goes to the live podcast.
Wow.
Really, none of this really moved the needle in any meaningful way. And
what does that mean then, brother? I will give you weed if you come to my podcast show. Just pull up, bro. I'm going to talk to 4 Extra with -3 fingers. Like, pull up, bro. You free weed on me. Nah, I'll pass. What? You don't want to see the stylings of Lush One on the stage giving you high level bars, lyricism, and free weed? Nah, I'll pass. You don't want to see 4 Extra say off the back. Nah, that's not getting you out of your seat. Well,
and actually this morning I hit up Josh for the count. Where are we at? I think he said we're somewhere around like 45, and that basically the promoter didn't want to, or basically felt like we hadn't sold enough tickets to continue on with this. Now, there was part of me that was like, maybe today we talk about it on this podcast, and maybe that is enough to
Hold on. You guys don't want to see 607 Unk get up on the stage and perform acts of voodoo and magic that you've never seen before. He can read your fortune. Call me now. R.I.P. Miss what is it? Miss Cleo. Like, this just make no sense. Why ain't nobody pulling up?
Get people in motion and like people buy more tickets or whatever, because you are going to sell like a bunch of tickets at the end, like like in the last week or the last like 3-4 days,
like 70%.
You could sell a lot of tickets in that end period right there. But after having added 2 other pretty popular podcasts to it, as well as adding 4 extra, who himself is very famous and granted, like, collabed on the post, was promoting it on his story, etc. Given that we did all of that and people still just weren't buying tickets, I'm forced to just be like, okay, apparently this was not meant to be.
So this is a good explanation.
I don't need to play any more of that. I need to just check on something quickly, because I'm wondering if his ops are having a field day with this community. Let's go check on community clips. Of course.
Even if that FMW show ends up selling out, there's a ton of tickets left. And last time they sold out 2 shows back to back.
Cook Dizzle.
We got more receipts.
Cook Dizzle. You about to make me unleash the A-Spit car. I want to unleash
What you talking about?
Just because I know AD and them be selling out their shows, I've seen some live. Not to say that Adam 22 has not had a successful live podcast before, but it's not happening no more. What is it? Community World Live Show. I need to get back to my workstation so I can have my keyboard. Is it here? Live show vlog. Community sells out live show in LA. Crazy live. They're having a field day.
Oh yeah, man, we live at the Novo.
Wait. What did MacWop do? MacWop started the heat of motherfucking Apollo. See, y'all trying to get me started. Let me shut up. What's wrong with the Apollo? MacWop and King started that shit. Fuck the Apollo!
Inside in the building, my boy. Hey, shout out to my dog Trev, putting up the best content on the web. You already know, my dog. Big Community World, we out here. Yes, sir.
Community, big 510 Bay Area shit.
Wow, they look like they enjoyed that night. Wow. Yikes.
Violation.
What you talking about? Up until today.
Come on.
Guess what? You sold 30 tickets.
You punk.
30 tickets. So you are wondering why we laughing? We laughing at your because you thought you was going to have a slideshow. The truth of the matter is you ain't able to do no live nothing unless we was over there.
Yeah. That's why Rick Rock checked your punk.
You know what that's
why you got
equivalent
booted for the pound.
You are equivalent to a rapper having 1 million Instagram followers and can't sell out a venue.
Because nobody loves you. Nobody likes you, Adam. Nobody likes you, Adam.
Get off our...
Nobody likes you.
Yo, AD is having too much fun. AD, calm down.
You gotta live with 30 tickets sold.
You met your best friend in Discord. You are goofy. You have no friend.
You met your best friend in Discord is crazy.
Nobody likes you. You cracker.
And guess what? The white boys.
Okay. Woo. I just feel like these guys have like copyrightable material. Let me just get a little bit more. Hold on.
Is 2 tickets sold.
Come on.
Yeah. You T-Rail's son now. Hey, T-Rail, you got the juice now. Hey, T-Rail bigger than that for sure.
T-Rail bigger than him.
You ain't got no sauce. You ain't got no
You got the juice now, T-Rail.
influence. Nobody likes you, Adam.
I got a challenge for you.
Challenge.
Try to do a live show again. We'll do ours the same day.
and we'll see who come out.
He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that. He would never in his life try to do a live show
If we
again.
gonna talk about numbers, let's go.
He would never in his life try to do a live show again.
Let's do hard ticket sales.
Whoa. Talk your Dizzle.
Talk that shit.
I like that.
Our ticket sales is.
Oh man. Hey, they don't give a fuck. I fuck with it, man. Salute to AD. Salute to Adam, same way, bro. Okay. I'm not here to shit on Adam or kick him while he's down. He's not down. You know what I'm saying? There's just always some kind of hijinks going on over there at No Jumper. Like, you know, first it's like, oh, I'm divorcing my wife. You know, black women pull up on me. Then it switches, and it's just too much to keep up with, fam. And it's just not equaling out to good content. It's just debauchery. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a video, I think it was by Maddie Balls, it's by somebody the other day. And they were talking about the whole, like, the ascension, the rise and fall. It was one of those rise and fall of No Jumper videos. And they were talking about how in the beginning, how it was like his audience focusing on him and just doing cool vlogs and interviews and stuff like that. And that's what really, you know, got the audience in love with him. And the downfall of No Jumper actually started on episode 1 of their podcast when it was just him, Cam Girl, and House Phone. Right? Because they tried to make a consistent podcast from there, and then from that they just started adding more and more and more and more to the point where there was at one point they had a podcast called the Glasses Podcast, I think it was called, where the three hosts just wore glasses. That was why they called it that. And I was just like, oh, you're just doing anything over there. Like I rate try to put money in people's pockets if you were doing that, but like it just became a mess. So salute to Adam 22. Hopefully they don't catch a Rico. All right, let me check in the poll over here. I asked, will No Jumper catch a Rico? 55% said yes, and 45% says no. Well, we will see. And when it happens, or if it doesn't, I will be here. Anywho, I got a couple more stories I want to get into. All right. I want to address these young hitters. Am I centered? Hold on. I want to address the young hitters. Okay. There has been a series of shootings that has happened in Toronto where the police are accusing these young individuals of the shootings and saying that they're being recruited by older gangs, and they're using encrypted messages to recruit these young men to go and do shootings. And some of these shootings are not just like, oh, go shoot up this tow truck yard or something like that. It's shootings of synagogues. The U.S. Embassy, there was a shooting in front of. There was a shooting on there was a policeman that was crushed against a wall by a 12-year-old and two 13-year-olds. So shit has been actually pretty wild. All right. Now, the last one, like I mentioned, they had the police that were looking for 3 young men that were responsible for hits, including the U.S. Embassy. Okay. And they had pictures of them on the news, but they had to remove them because of publication ban. But now they arrested another one of the young men. So let's get into it.
He spent nearly a week searching for the 19-year-old shooting suspect, and City News has learned the accused had left the country and was heading back.
Pulo.
Police spent nearly a week searching for the 19-year-old shooting suspect, and City News has learned the accused had left the country and was heading back to Toronto when he was taken into custody at Pearson Airport.
Wow.
Zara Jabi, who was being detained at 23 Division, made his first court appearance by video at the courthouse here on Finch Avenue. The 19-year-old is now officially facing 6 charges related to the shooting at the U.S. consulate back in March. They include theft of a motor vehicle, attack on a premises of internationally protected persons, and possession of a loaded, prohibited firearm. Jobby was one of several suspects ETF officers were going after on the morning of June 11th when they executed 5 search warrants in North York. It was during one of those raids when Constable Mark Penizzotto was shot and killed.
Yes, my bad. They shot the cop and killed him, bro.
19-year-old Nicholas Bennett, who was also shot during that interaction with police, remains in critical condition and will be charged with first-degree murder in the officer's death. Toronto police also claim that Jobby Bennett and 2 other suspects arrested in connection to the investigation were among a group of young people who were recruited by a criminal network as hired guns to carry out shootings on certain targets. Investigators believe the weapons being supplied were passed around.
You think he's cooked? He might be. They just implemented a new bail reform law, so he might be cooked if he's a repeat offender. But remember, that young man, I think, is 19 years old. He might be 18. Either way, he's right at that line where they might have leniency on him. This is a very fucked up country. They'll see heinous crimes and be like, let him out in about 5 years. He won't reoffend. And then they go reoffend. Right? You're saying he's a plant Leho? Possibly. Like, bro is over. He shot a cop, murked him, and he did a shooting outside of the U.S. Embassy. So they're saying that there's a potential that some of these guys might be sent by, international sources. Hold on. Jeez.
2 firearms recovered in the raids have been connected to 20 certain targets. Investigators believe the weapons being supplied were passed around, alleging 2 firearms recovered in the raids have been connected to 27 shootings in the GTA. Now, during the court appearance, Jobby only spoke to confirm his name, and his lawyer asked for more time to speak with his client. And it was determined that his bail hearing will be classified as a complex matter involving reverse onus.
Whoa.
The bail hearing is everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So the presumption of innocence is that golden thread that runs through a bail hearing.
Criminal defense lawyer Nick Cake, who is not connected to the case, tells me typically the Crown must prove why it's necessary for the accused to remain in custody while awaiting trial, but in some cases, the role is reversed.
There is, though, a list of charges within our criminal code that reverses the onus, which means that the accused individual then has to prove to the court why they ought not to be detained.
It will likely take weeks until Jobby's bail hearing takes place. He will, though, be back in court on Friday morning. Outside the courthouse on Finch Avenue, Shauna Hunt, City News, Toronto.
Yeah, he's not getting bail. He's not getting bail. There has to be another news story on this. Manhunt underway for the son of murdered Mississauga couple. Oh. I need to pull this up. 1 second. There has to be another story on this, but I want to pull this up, right? Because they're saying here, 1 second, let me just send a quick text over here. They're saying here in this story here that the 2 parents that got murdered in this incident here, that the son is the suspect. I don't know if y'all heard of this. Yo, the city's going crazy. Holy shit, man. Let me pull this up first, just so that it'll be in my history, because
we are learning this attack was extreme.
We have to go back to that. Okay. Teen arrested. Let's do this. U.S. Embassy. There's just bare stories on this. Toronto police. This is from a day ago. All of this is from a day ago. We just watched this one. Let me just see a little bit of this here.
We want to bring you now an important update on a story that we've been covering for the past week or so. Toronto police have now arrested a suspect who was wanted for a shooting at the U.S. consulate in Toronto in March. The 19-year-old is now in custody and facing charges. And importantly, he was also involved in a shooting that took place involving a police officer last week. So for more on all of this, let's bring in the CBC's Mark Carcasole. He's been tracking the details here. What have we learned today?
Yeah, Arthur, we knew for a few days that police were on the lookout for 19-year-old Zara Jabi, and they made that arrest at Pearson International Airport in Mississauga. Now, he is facing 6 charges. They include discharge of a firearm into or at a place, attack on premises of internationally protected persons, and theft of a vehicle. We don't know what Jabi was allegedly doing at Pearson Airport. You can only speculate, but police have not said. If you're wondering why we're not showing a picture of him when we were previously, it's because a court order allowing us to do so has since expired. There was a temporary court order out allowing the media to show the picture of Jabi, which was taken of him as a minor. He's 19 years old now, but it's an older picture, so we can't show it to you anymore. Now, during a raid in Toronto's West End on June 11th, police arrested another suspect who was connected to the U.S. consulate shooting. That would be 18-year-old Sheldon Tracy Stewart.
Those 2 people at the U.S. consulate shooting? Holy fuck.
During that same raid, Toronto Police Emergency Task Force Constable Mark Pinizzato was shot and killed. Police arrested 19-year-old Nicholas Bennett in relation to the shooting of Constable Pinizzato. As far as the U.S. consulate shooting goes, police allege on the morning of March 10th that a stolen Honda CRV pulled up outside the U.S. consulate on University Avenue in downtown Toronto. That 2 men who police allege were Jabi and Tracy Stewart got out of the vehicle, fired shots at the building. No one was injured, though there was damage done to the building. Police say that those suspects in this case, according to them, are hired guns paid to carry out the attack. And this debate has gone up to the federal government.
I'll even go as far as to say I don't even think they're part of the same crew. I think they hang together, but they hang together because they have a common goal. They were hired by the same people, but they didn't hire one crew and 3 men from the crew took the job. I think that they just hired random youths, and these youths, they had to link up. We got to go do some drills together, so let's get to know each other.
Level as well. Yesterday, in question period, during a debate around Bill C-22, the Conservatives accusing the Liberals of trying to ram the bill.
Sorry, not to stop the video like that. Or not. Let's just link up. We're going to have to hang out together for however long till we get this hit done. And, or these hits done. But let's know as least amount about each other as possible in case we get busted. Okay, like that Mr. Pink, Mr. Blue type shit from Reservoir Dogs. That type of shit. Like just hire guys from different crews, bring them together, go do the works. Right? I feel like it's not even possible. Downtown is so controlled and surveilled. They're sending out crash test dummies. All right, if they get arrested, suck go. Okay? We need you to go do a shooting outside the U.S. Embassy where there's bear cameras. Do you need the money or not?
Through by passing a motion to limit debate on the bill. The Secretary of State for Combating Crime, Ruby Sahota, talked about why the Liberals were trying to get this bill passed so quickly. In her words, she said that law enforcement needed it to be so quick, and she gave a little more information on exactly where she believes, and I guess where government authorities believe this hiring campaign is coming from.
Mr. Speaker, every day that we wait, more and more victims are created in Canada. Take, for example, the shootings at the synagogues that have just happened recently. Those shooters were paid for hired by a foreign entity, Mr. Speaker, in our country, online. Had we been able to find those shooters sooner, there would be less victims, Mr. Speaker.
Bare chaos in there. Like, I don't even know how they get anything done in these places. Everybody's talking at the same time. People are like yelling, fights be almost breaking out. Like, how did these guys get shit done in these cabinet meetings or whatever? It's just bare garbage, bro.
Be less victims, Mr. Speaker.
hired by a foreign entity. That is the key term. Toronto police did
Foreign
not use those words. They said they're still looking for the people who are paying these people. So a little extra information there. Last month, U.S. authorities arrested 32-year-old Iraqi national Mohammed al-Sadi on terror charges. Court documents show that they believe he is guilty of planning the U.S. consulate shooting. And in wiretaps, in those court documents, they say they hear him say that he has guys, he has people in other countries who planned those attacks, including the U.S. consulate attack and allegedly 3 attacks at synagogues in Canada.
Okay, thank you for this, Mark. That is the CBC's Mark Carmichael.
Holy. So I guess to sum it up, they're saying that there's, well, people in the parliament and different, the opposition is saying that there's foreign entities that are hiring these young gunners to go out and carry out shootings, messages. It's not necessarily like shootings to kill all the time. Sometimes it's just to send a message. All right. Remember with the police that got shot, it wasn't like they went on a paid hit to go find that policeman. The policeman was on a warrant and they were like, yo, you ain't taking me. So the level of urgency to even not get caught, that might be even implemented by quote unquote foreign entities. Woo. I just got that chill up my spine that I get when I feel like I'm getting too deep into a news story. I'm in like a pretty shady motel. You see that door behind me? All right. I don't want to be saying too much in these news stories and that door come flying off. Like, bro, you're live. We hear you talking, bro. Didn't you hear them saying a news story? Foreign entities. Shut the fuck up before we fly off your door. That's how I feel right now, fam. I just feel like, yo, the story's getting too deep. The web that is being weaved is too webby. And it's just I'm gonna keep my eye on the story, but like it's just this is deep, fam. They got the YNs out here doing like different types of work. So keep your eyes open for that, you know. Okay. And RIP to any of the people who might have passed, the cop, anybody, you know what I'm saying? Whew. Okay, let me back out of there. My blood pressure is building, Styles. Oof. Let me just check on this news story over here. Manhunt underway for son murdered in Mississauga. A murdered Mississauga couple.
Extremely violent. Some of it was captured on. We are learning this attack was extremely violent. Some of it was captured on security video, and police were able to quickly identify a suspect. The victims were a married couple in their early 70s, and they were well known and well loved in this community. And now an active search is underway for one of their adult sons who is wanted on 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Wow.
His wife called 911. We thought it must have been a neighbor, but it was her, and then she died. She died on the spot.
Emergency crews arrived to this home near Lakeshore in here, Ontario, around 7 o'clock Thursday evening and found the married couple suffering from critical injuries. Despite efforts to save their lives, they did not survive. Neighbors are in shock.
We saw the police cars. My husband came by and asked about it because he was hearing loud noises from the house. An hour later, the police were here in the ambulance.
A Canada-wide arrest warrant has now been issued for 46-year-old Jordan Sanguin, the couple's eldest son. Investigators have released several pictures of the son.
When I heard son, I'm thinking like a younger person, but this is an old couple. So like this is a grown-ass man. Like, yo, this is a bad 46. I'm 4 years older, almost 5 years older than this man. Hold on, let me make the screen bigger and show my pretty face. All right. I'm about 4 years, 5 years older than this man. Look at this. This is a rough 45, bro, or 46. Jesus, brother.
Suspects saying their top priority is to bring him into custody.
Based on the circumstances, we do not believe there's an immediate threat to the public. However, it is a situation we are constantly reassessing. We are active in the area, securing evidence and speaking with witnesses while trying to locate Jordan.
He's my customer, a regular customer. He's a nice guy.
Is he?
I never heard like this kind of situation. He's very good, kind guys. When I came here this morning, somebody told me this happened over there.
Salute to you, Lamar Lashley. Thank you. You don't even need to pause that, bro. Thank you. Thank you. I feel 25.
The heartbreak.
Several business owners in the area tell me the family has lived here for decades and they see the suspect on a regular basis. According to the owner of La Villa Bakery here on Lakeshore, he had lunch there on Thursday afternoon. She tells me while normally very friendly, his demeanor was off and says they received a strange call to the restaurant later that day that she believes was sanguine.
Very odd phone call, very erratic, like very mad. He said we made his day very upset because we didn't serve him properly and that he knew us for a long time, but that's all.
What led to the brutal attack is still
Y'all here
under
murking people, bro.
investigation. City News has learned through security footage that's now been handed over to police that the weapon used was possibly a bat or a 2x4.
Oh
and
my
that one
God.
of the victims was assaulted on the front porch. Police have not yet publicly identified.
Brother, you bludgeoned them with a bat? What the hell kind of savagery are this? Yo, this is going to be a Netflix movie, fam. If he's guilty, okay, because it's innocent until proven guilty. The man murked his parents, his elderly parents, 46-year-old man, with a baseball bat? Bro, that scene, trigger warning, must have been a bloody sight, bro. Like, all over, like, because that's like that when you're beating somebody like that, bro. Like, that means that's a blood splasher, bro. Like, yuck. Like, whoa, bro. I'm not saying, like, to be honest, you would have been better off with a burner. Like, and you're just as crazy for killing your parents, but now you sound like you're psycho extra crazy. Like, you're just flying the bat all around the house, bro. Like, you're a sick man.
The married couple, but those who knew them are in disbelief. I'm told both were very active in the Port Credit community, volunteering at festivals, and that the man was a contractor who worked on many homes and businesses in the neighborhood.
He was still climbing ladders up to the 3rd floor last summer, fixing things in his house.
Now, this is still a very active investigation. Officers are now searching areas the suspect is known to frequent here along the lakeshore. Investigators are also asking residents in the surrounding area to check their door cams and their dash cams for any video that could help track him down. If you do spot him or know of his whereabouts, police say do not approach. Instead, call 911.
He might beat the fuck out of you with a bat. What the hell, bro? Yo, where did he make these people, fam? Mans are just out here beating up their parents with a bat, bro, allegedly. That's nasty work. Listen, I heard about this story before I left the crib, or like last night before I went to bed. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have time to get onto this story, but I'm going to have to. This is an open story right now. Okay, we're going to tap back in and see if they do find this guy. They'll probably find him. Okay, but once this is completely done and finished with, like probably like a year, 2 years from now, trial, all that stuff, etc., this is going to be a movie. Anytime you see parents get killed in an incident, that goes straight to Netflix or Tubi or whatever. So yikes. R.I.P. to them, man. Straight up, R.I.P. to them. That's some sad shit. Okay, I got one more story. I think I've done my due diligence of live streaming for today. What's up to everybody who's been popping in from now? Okay. I see Smack Shade over here. I see is that Big Cox? Pause. Hold on, I got you.
Hey, yo, chill.
All right. Is that how you pronounce that? But salute, all right? Jonathan Thompson. Make sure to hit that like button for real, for real, for real. I'm on day 25 of my 30 for 30 stream. And to be honest, I'm going to just, brag a little bit. I ain't just do one stream a day sometimes. There's been a few times that I did a couple of streams in one day. All right. When Adam 22 and Lena, the whole, the queue is silent. Okay, my bad. I can't read. When Adam 22 and Lena's divorce news came out and all that, I did 2 streams that day. I freaking do it. I did an IRL stream. I think at some other point, like 2 times in a day because of the shit got cut. Okay. And I did the IRL stream earlier today. And now I'm over here in this shady ass hotel motel room. About to do finishing up day 25. Okay. So that's 2 streams for today. Technically, I could say, I did 30 streams still, fam. I think I might have done 29 already, fam. Well, go on. Right? But we're going to go by the days rather than the amount of streams. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Last story that I have here, and where I have it titled, I have it titled, Stop the Dancing. All right. There's an individual in Alberta, over there in the West. He's dancing on road, and the cops told him, you can't dance on the road no more. Get the fuck out. They fined him multiple thousands of dollars. All right. It sounds kind of weird. So let me just show you the story just so you guys can get the context of what's going on here. All right. What's going on? Pretty Problems. Let me put your comment on the screen here. All right. Big salute to Calgary. So you might know this guy. You might have seen this guy. I'll show you the story here. So RCMP warns Alberta man he's going to be arrested and given another ticket for dancing on the corner. Okay, so let me take back the umpteen thousands. They gave him 1 ticket for $1,500. Watch this.
If you've driven in Sherwood Park, this street corner probably looks a little empty. That's because it's missing its dancing man. The dancer under that helmet is 21-year-old Caden Skelton. He's been stationed at the corner of Baseline Road and Sherwood Drive for a couple years. Skelton took to dancing on the street after he suffered a brain injury.
It's the main roadway here in Sherwood Park. The most amount of people drive around here, so I could impact the most amount of lives.
But Skelton's no longer moving his feet after receiving $1,500 worth of tickets from Strathcona County RCMP on Monday.
They gave me a stunting ticket, told me if I dance again, I'm going to be arrested or given
a stunting ticket. I didn't even know that was a charge. Stunting.
Another ticket. Told me
tickets from Strathcona County RCMP on Monday.
They gave me a stunting ticket, told me if I dance again, I'm going to be arrested or given another ticket. I'm
never going to dance again.
I sing again, I'm going to be arrested or given another ticket.
Strathcona County RCMP tell Global News they received multiple complaints regarding dancing at a busy intersection. They say Mounties talked with him, expressing safety concerns, and requested he move to a safer location.
Yo, the man's having fun, fam. The man has his helmet on. He's got the sick fit. He's doing his damn thing, bro. He's they said he had a brain injury. Allow the man to just live his life, fam. He doesn't look like he's bothering nobody. He just looks like he's in pure joy. Like he's just doing his thing.
When that didn't happen, police say it resulted in enforcement action.
They're not giving tickets.
Talked with him, expressing safety concerns, and requested he move to a safer location. When that didn't happen, police say it resulted in enforcement action.
They're not giving tickets to anyone else doing what I'm doing or a different form of what I'm doing, but they're only giving it to me.
Skeleton dances in...
No, there's people who are doing a different kind of dance. They're doing the crack dance or they're doing the Fenty lean, okay? But, leave them there. They have mental health issues that, the police are not able to address. So let them leave him there in that leaning position. All right, you doing the dancing, not bothering nobody in the street, not taking no drugs. Get out of here before we give you another $1,500 ticket because, you know, he looks like he could just pay that easy, soft, no problem.
Front of Sherwood Park restaurant Sunny Side Up, and they're disappointed their dancing egg will be missing.
They love him. He comes, like people come in, they're like, we came in because of this guy, because he's making us smile.
Although they may be a little biased, his grandma and friends will also miss him dancing on the corner.
Hearing stories of how he's been really bringing joy to people, that it just really warmed my heart.
It brings joy to our lives, brings happiness, seeing someone expressing themselves in that way.
Skelton hopes he can resolve this situation with RCMP and get back to moving his feet.
They're just like,
jeez, you can't, what's that move, fam? That move was sick, bro.
Someone expressing themselves in that way.
Skelton hopes he can resolve this situation with RCMP.
That move is sick, bro. He got moves. Yo, the 911 is a joke. FTP, bro.
And get back to moving his feet.
They're just like, humdrum day, got nothing better to do. Oh, look, there's a guy dancing right there. Yeah.
Jasmine King, Global News.
That's what I'm saying, fam. Yo, if I'm driving past that intersection every day, especially like if I got to go to work, I'm about pissed off on
Tickets
traffic.
to anyone else.
Bro, every time I pass there, I'll just be like, I'll get a smile on. Like, yo, there's the homie doing the dancing. Especially if I'm like, it's just a small town. So it's not, I probably know him. Like, yo, that's the homie. You don't see no change bin. Nothing, fam. The man's not bothering nobody, bro. It's actually pissing me off, fam. Because like the amount of disgusting friggin' miscreants that I walk over, or people who are like, yo, can I get some change? And I'm like, bro, like I can see the crack on your lips. Like, no. This guy got no bucket of change. He don't want no donation for the dance. Just if you drive by and see me, as long as you smiled in your car, he knows he did his job. Walk one. $1,500 ticket? You guys are way stutes, bro. Wow. And listen, it's not a big story, so I'm not going to go on a long rant. But like quickly, there's a lot of other things that they can be busting people for. Okay, I don't know about how crazy the crime is in this town over here in Alberta, but I'm sure that there's a bunch of drug addicts that they can be driving around and trying to stop from loitering and being public nuisances and stuff, rather than bugging this poor gentleman over here. So, driving distraction is that maybe. I just don't feel like it's that big of a problem. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, salute to this kid right here. I just felt like I should end this on a kind of a lighter note. You know what I'm saying? We get into all the news stories, people getting killed and all that, but like, let the youth them dance, Bridget. Let the youth them dance. You know what I'm saying? But I think I got it for today. I got a nice 3-hour live here, plus the live from before. Day 25 down, day 26 on the way. I don't know exactly what I have planned for tomorrow. I got some things that I got to do with family tomorrow. I might get a little bit of a IRL stream in. And then when I go to the studio, I probably get a stream in there, a short stream, just so you guys can see the studio, see how it works. Okay, you won't see me in this crazy, sketchy ass room. All right. So big salute to everybody who's been popping up in the chat from earlier. Anybody who's popped in along the way, make sure to hit that like button. Let's push this up in the algorithm, like all the way up. Let's get like 100 likes on this shit. Okay. Your boy Friday Ricky Dredd is out here working hard. All right. So until tomorrow, we are off of this. Doses.